J-Man. I am Jason, defender of geekdom. My true calling in life was revealed to me the day I had discovered YouTube. I have the power! I became J-Man, the most powerful geek in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret. My friends Steven, Owen, and Sean. Together, we defend geekdom from the evil forces of social media. J-Man. Hey guys, J-Man here. Okay, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff today, and whatever comes up, we're going to talk about it. All right. Sorry, let me just get my... I was running late today because a bunch of cool stuff came out that I had to go get. I got my Spelljammer today, Adventures in Space. So you got a lot of 3 books and a DM screen. So this is pretty cool. So I'll be starting that with my friends in about a month, maybe less than a month, maybe a couple weeks. Got to read 150 pages, and then I'm gonna and then we're gonna start it up. So that's gonna be fun. I've got an open link in the chat for anyone who wants to come in. We already have a couple people waiting. You got it all covered. Most things suck. Yep, that's it. Well, the stream's over. Most things suck. What are you gonna do?
Can't argue with a confident man.
No, you cannot. All right. Well, we've got someone waiting already, so let's bring them in. We have Arkham. How's it going, man?
Hey, how you doing?
All right. I know you play video games. You don't play board. You don't play D&D paper and pencil, right?
No, I've been on Twitter defending the decisions of the devs on Gotham Knights and stuff like that.
Oh no, I know. I saw. I don't get involved in fights anymore because it doesn't matter to me, and I think they're funny.
Yeah, I think they're stupid because you read Batman comics and stuff like that.
Sure.
And you know Red Hood, right?
Yep.
He mostly uses guns.
Right.
Yes, he uses hand-to-hand fighting, but I don't think it's wrong for the devs to use him as a mercenary or something like that, using guns, because whenever in a comic book, his main weapons are always guns. Shooting, boom, boom, boom. He always uses it.
Yeah, let him use it. I don't understand why people saying he shouldn't use it. I don't get it.
They say he should he should be fighting more and stuff like that. And I know they made him more shooter based. He mostly uses guns more than fighting. I don't think that's a problem because he mostly uses guns. Yes, he fight he does a grab or something like that and stuff like that. But I just think with no matter if it's comic books or something like that, the criticisms are just retarded.
Right. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Hey, Double C, we're going this Monday, man. We're going to wrestling. So this Tuesday's stream is gonna be great because I'm gonna show all the stuff. I'm gonna make a video about everything. I'm super pumped. Kinder, gentler Red Hood. Yeah, really. They want him to be a nice Red Hood. I don't get it.
Yeah, he doesn't use lethal rounds, but he still uses guns.
Yeah. Hey Jordan, did you watch the new season of He-Man? Are you talking about the CGI He-Man? Of course, I watched that the first day it aired. I watched it, and I bought all the toys. I have all the toys. I have every toy that came out that you can get in Canada for the figures. Not all the vehicles because it's hard to keep those.
I thought you hated it.
No. The CGI He-Man.
Oh.
There's 2 He-Man shows out right now. There's the Kevin Smith garbage, and then there's the CGI one, which some people also don't like, but I don't mind. You know what my problem is lying. I'm going to get to that in a second. Hey, Clobberin Times, thank you so much for popping in.
I didn't know there were 2. I thought there was just 1.
There's 2 He-Mans out right now.
They're both on Netflix or something like that?
They're both on Netflix. So look, I don't like when people lie. This is my thing. Okay. for example, you wouldn't know this, but let's say G.I. Joe. You've heard of G.I. Joe, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I watched
G.I.
the
Joe,
movies and stuff like that.
right. Okay, so G.I. Joe way back used to be these dolls. It was like they were like 12 inches and you actually could like dress them up and stuff. It was like more like a doll, but they called it an action figure. It was for boys, right? So that was G.I. Joe. And then that brand just kind of died out. And then in the 80s, they did G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero, which is those smaller ones. And basically they saw Star Wars toys, and Star Wars toys were super successful. And their Star Wars toys were smaller. They were 3 and 3/4 inch, so 3.75. And they had really cool vehicles. You put the toy in, you fly them around. So G.I. Joe copied what was popular, right? And they're like, let's make a new G.I. Joe and make it smaller and change it. And they made new characters. There's no characters from the old one. Like they basically created a whole new toy line and just called it G.I. Joe. Now, in the 80s, we weren't like, oh, F this crap, it's not the real G.I. Joe. You know, we're just like, okay, this is a different toy. And everyone loves that toy. Now, when you think of G.I. Joe, you think of that toy. The CGI He-Man cartoon is literally saying, look, this is not He-Man that you know. It's a whole new, brand new thing. We're keeping the spirit of He-Man and the names kind of, but we're changing it around and retooling it. I'm okay with that. This is what Kevin Smith said. Kevin Smith said, you know the old He-Man that you liked? This is exactly the same as that. It's a continuation of the old He-Man. Then I watched it, and he's a stinking liar. It's garbage. It has nothing to do with the old He-Man, and it ruined all the characters that we loved from the old He-Man series, including Teela. That's a lie. If you come out and say, hey, look, this has nothing to do with the old He-Man. We're just using the name. It's the spirit of He-Man, kind of the names, but this is for a new audience. Then I'm okay with them saying, look, this is new. Then I can decide maybe I don't want to watch it, right? I can decide. But if you're telling me this is exactly what you wanted and then it's not, you're a liar. What does Clobby say? I wish I could to see the right.
I just got a new Batman shirt.
Oh, let's see. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, we got Andrew backstage. Andrew, what's going on, man?
Hey,
man. I got at Six Flags. Like when I was going to Six
cool.
Flags.
Six Flags.
I'm wearing my Jean Grey.
Yeah, I got it. I went on the Batman ride and stuff like that.
Patriots.
Have you ever gone on the Batman ride? Like goes very fast and stuff like that.
You like going on the rides?
Yeah.
I think. How old are you in grade 12? How old are you in grade 12? Like
how
16 or something?
How old was I in grade 12?
No, just anybody in general. I think you're like 16 or 17 in grade 12. Is that right? Or are you less?
I think so.
So that was the last time I went on roller coasters. That year I was in physics class. So I took all the advanced math nerd courses. So in my advanced physics class, we went to what is called Canada's Wonderland, which is like one of our big theme parks. So we went there. And we had to actually do we timed the rides. We looked at the velocity and we looked at the angle and like the drop and all that. So we did. And then he's like, but you got to go on the rides to time them. And you know, so we were measuring, we were doing physics, but at the thing. So I went on all the rides. It was pretty awesome. So I went on all the rides for that. And that was the last time I went on all the roller coasters.
Yeah.
We had a coaster called Top Gun. And it was when Top Gun Part 1 was big. So you sat down, your legs dangled. So it wasn't like you weren't sitting in anything, your legs were dangled and it was a roller coaster and you'd spun around and stuff. It was pretty cool. That was the big ride when we went.
Yeah, like I went on what is it called? The drop of
The drop Superman of drop or something or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it was called Zumadrawa, the drop of doom. And I went on Jersey Devil. And then I went on Nitro. I went on Superman. I went on Batman. I went on The Dark Knight. Wonder Woman. Oh my God, Wonder Woman. There's one that's called Wonder Woman. The Lasso. It's cool. Like it goes all the way up the air, and like you're in the air. Like it's like a lasso. Yeah, it's like a lasso. Like yeah, like not a lot of people are gonna like it because like
not me.
Like have you ever went on the swing shot?
No, I don't know any of your rides. I think, but it doesn't sound like something I don't even roller coasters. I'm nervous on.
Yeah, like there's this ride that's a big giant swing shot that like they
Right, so,
swing
like,
you right in the air,
Swings you? Yeah.
like right in the air, and they gently put you down. I
Yeah, no
feel
way.
I seen some videos. People pass out on that shit.
Yeah, no way. We had a roller coaster that was standing up, so you stood up straight and held on, and you were going around standing up. And when I was young, I saw it get stuck, and I was like, "Oh my!" And they had to get like a platform, and they were raising this to get the people off of it. And I'm like, "I'm never going on that ride." And that's the one ride I didn't go on when we went.
Do you know what's funny? After I got off the Batman ride,
Yeah.
and we're going on the Batman ride, actually got stuck.
Wow.
And it's like I'm saying, like, I'm glad I got on early before that happened to me, because I would not want to be upside down and the blood rush into my head. Like,
Yeah,
that's
all that
not
time.
Yeah, like that's not something I want to do. Like,
Right.
what was there's this one ride, I forgot what it's called, but it was a ride that like boosts very fast, and you have like this loop thing,
Right.
and it goes all the way down like that. Like,
That's crazy. I want to show could not be reached. These two came in today. So I got didn't even open it yet. I just got it. Metal Storm, and I got Golden Temple Amazons. This movie is absolute garbage. It's so awful.
you don't like it?
No, I love it because it's so bad. And then this one, I have never seen this, so could not be reached. This is going on the list. So we're going to be doing a list. I'll wait for Sean to come on, and we'll talk more about it when Sean comes on. But we're doing a tournament of like bad, but we love them, kind of like cheesy Star Wars ripoffs. So like after Star Wars came out, it was a success. Everyone tried to rip off Star Wars.
Well,
so
Spaceballs was kind of a ripoff.
Yeah, Spaceballs was supposed to be funny. These were not really supposed to be funny. They just are, right? Like they Spaceballs was supposed to be kind of cheesy. Yeah, Metal Storm is classic 80s. You get this comes with the 3D version. So if you have a 3D TV, you can do it. Power Rangers birthday is on the 28th. Oh, wow. I have every Power Rangers release on the shelf over there. You can't see it. You can see it when I do my other camera angle. So yeah, I wrote down all the movies that are going to be involved in that. And I'll talk about it more when Sean comes on, and we'll go through it better that way. But did you guys watch She-Hulk or no?
Yeah,
I did.
What's everyone's thoughts about She-Hulk?
I think it was okay.
It was okay. It wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
well, I know we got people like Geeks and Games Never Rock just completely trashing on it.
Yeah, they trashed it, right? The thing is, though, is that the parts that were bad were really garbage bad. That's the problem. And the parts that were okay, it was between that was okay to this is really bad. So the big thing is that Titania shows up and it's like one punch and it's over. And you're like, well, yeah, I know, Clobberin, I know you hated it. And I know you hated it too. Is under trash? Yes, everyone. Look, so Titania shows up and she just gets punched and that's it. You're like, what the hell was that? Like,
yeah,
that
it's just there.
It's just there, right? So we're doing Scar. Okay, so here's what we're doing. So Joe, we're doing only the 80s, except there's going to be 16 movies that we're going to versus each other. And I own 14 of the 16 that we're doing. But we're going to put Star Crash is 1978. I didn't know that when I made the list. I forgot it was not 80s. So we're only doing 80s except for Star Crash. I asked Sean, what do you think? I was telling people it's going to be the 80s only. Star Crash is 1978. He said, just go with it. So it's good, but it has to be a kind of a bad movie. So it can't be like Black Hole or what's another one? Like movies that were like this, like Last Starfighter, that like those are like pretty good movies. It's got to be a bit cheesy. So yeah, Star Crash is for sure in that thing.
Oh,
so
did you hear the I think it was in Instagram or something like that. They Jim Lee announced the new comic book that's coming out.
I don't know. Well, I know Wildcats is coming back, and that was Jim Lee's.
I think it's called. I have to search up.
Yeah, search it up. So we're gonna do the it's gonna be the space operas. Basically, it's the space operas, and so we're doing space operas, tournament style, tournament versus, but we're using space, which is story pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment, and then for opera, I'm calling it obviously, perfectly entertaining, remarkable adventures. That's what
it's called DC announced Marc. I can't pronounce his last name, but it's a Black Label series called Batman.
Marc Silvestri.
Yeah.
I'll get that for sure.
It's like it's
100%.
interesting take. Batman / Joker dynamic duel. That sounds interesting in hell.
Yeah, I'm getting that for sure. It's Marc Silvestri. Clobberin Times doesn't like that guy. I can definitely tell you that. Because they're all the new Image guys. But I love those guys, so I'll be getting it for damn sure.
His stories are good and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I just got Shadowhawk. Sean's holding Sean got me a copy, and I got a second copy. I haven't got it yet. Can't blame you. You can't talk crappy stories or puzzles with Star Crash. Listen, I love Star Crash. That would just win the tournament, but I'm not gonna just make it win the tournament. I'm gonna go through this. Yeah, Rotor has to be in space. No. So we're doing no, we can't do Rotor, but hold on. Sean texted me a list of other movies that we can do as well. Sorry, I just got like a ton of shit here. I don't know what happened here. I got like all of a sudden I got a whole bunch of messages. Oh, let me find Sean. So yeah, Sean sent me, and Rotar won't make this list either. So Joe, tell me, like, what other is Rotar? Man, was that post-apocalyptic? Let me know let me know if that was in the comments. But we're gonna do a sword and sorcery one, which I've got a list of that I'm going through right now with Sean, trying to pick out the ones that I like. Who texted me? Oh, okay, that's that.
I just picked up the I think
Post Nuke. We're gonna do Post Nuke.
Could not be I hate those kinds of things.
Oh yeah, how come it's like Mad Max and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's just not my
not
kind.
Your style.
By the way,
yeah, go ahead.
And then in 2 weeks, when my dad comes to visit, we're gonna go to a theater near me that's playing the original Tim Burton 1989 Batman.
Oh, I saw that 3 times in the theater, man. That was awesome. I like Mark picked him up at the airport, drove him to New Orleans back in the 80s. Nice guy, not big on comics though. Oh, wow, you do like Mark. Oh, awesome. Oh, you picked him up so Clobberin Times has met Marc Silvestri.
Which reminds me.
He picked him up at the airport and drove him to New Orleans back in the 80s. Nice guy, not big on his comics though. Yeah, I figured. The thing is, if like Marc Silvestri has awesome Marc Silvestri. Let's go.
Yeah, I never heard of him. Like, I don't think he has done a DC comic.
So him and Rob Liefeld and all that started Image Comics.
I do not like Rob Liefeld.
Well, Rob Liefeld loves your stuff. Oh no, you don't like Snyderverse. I forgot. I love Rob Liefeld. I'm a member of his Facebook group. He talks to me all the time on that Facebook group. He likes all my messages. He retweets all my tweets. He's like, he's not too like Rob. Oh, that's it. I can't accept it.
Yeah, like I think Rob Liefeld's fine, but like I hate when people follow him and it's like I want to hear the Snyderverse stuff all the time. Like,
yeah, he likes Snyderverse, but he's not. But I'll tell you something. Before we move on, let me explain something that's super important, and this is good for you too, Andrew, and everybody else to hear this too. This is super important.
Yeah.
There's a lot of movies that I like that have problems, but I still like them anyways because I just like them. So, for example, Wonder Woman 84, right? I like that movie. I like it, and there's some problems with that movie.
Yeah.
But I still like it. And if someone says, "Yeah, but J-Man, this doesn't make any sense," I'm like, "I agree with you, but it doesn't matter because I still like it."
Yeah.
This is the problem with the Snyder. Some Snyderverse people, they love it and say Man of Steel is a masterpiece. It's like, okay, hold on a second. Hold on. He stands there while his father dies. I don't give a shit who you are. Literally, everyone knows that's stupid. My wife's like, "Why was he just standing there?" I'm like, "That's stupid." So don't say it's a matter. You could say, "I know that Man of Steel has things that are stupid, but I still really love it." But they don't say that. They just say it's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. So that means they're brainwashed because they're not seeing that there's things that don't make. Even my favorite movies, there's problems with them. Batman 89, Batman kills people. Joker killed his parents. Those two things are stupid.
Yeah.
Joker killing Bruce Wayne's
They're
parents
the
is stupid.
small things.
But they're right. So that means that Batman 89 is not a masterpiece, but it's a very good movie.
Fun fact, actually, I think the screenwriter or something like that of Batman 89 did not like the idea of Joker
killing the parents.
Killing parents, and he talked to Tim Burton to remove it, but Tim Burton didn't listen, and he went with it anyway.
I read somewhere that they only did that way they could connect Joker and Batman more for their rivalry.
What?
I mean, it's a movie thing. It's a movie thing. Movies do that to give it more like, oh, like this is the.
And I agree with you with saying that there are movies that people trash on that you like. I got one too. I love Spider-Man 3, and people trash on that.
So so here's the big difference, and let me address these comments. I'll talk about Spider-Man 3 for a second. Message from space. Yeah, I'm not putting message from space. You know why? Because it's a Japanese thing. So we're trying to keep it to. I know a lot of these productions were Italian productions. I'm trying to keep it to English. We need to kind of have some kind of a cutoff point. Didn't Rob screw? Yeah, no. They got their books. It just takes. The thing with Rob Liefeld, I've ordered from his website, so I've got his autograph on a few comics. It literally, he does it by himself. His wife emailed me saying, "Okay, we're shipping your books." It's his wife emailing me saying, "Okay, I've shipped you your comics." Because I asked her, I said, "Hey, what's going on with my comics?" It took 6 months to get an order. But it's him doing it himself. So, and he says it on the website. He's like, it's just me. If you order stuff or back stuff, you're gonna get it way late. And that crowdfunding took like 2 years for people to get their books, which is really crazy. But it is what it is. Okay, so Spider-Man 3. Is that a perfect movie? No, it's not. But I like Spider-Man 3. But there's a lot of problems with Spider-Man 3. But I still like Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah,
but I'm not crazy. I'm not walking around saying Spider-Man 3 is a masterpiece. I'm like, no, there's a lot of
problems. I don't think anyone calls Spider-Man 3 a masterpiece.
Nobody says that, right?
And say that the way Sam Raimi adapted Venom was what knocks out whatever Tom Hardy did.
Right. I mean, I thought Venom was handled as best because Snyder bots are zealots. Right. Like, they're crazy. Right. It's like if I say I don't like it, then I'm an idiot, a loser, and whatever. It's like, okay, I've been reading comics my whole life and I have tons of Superman and Batman stuff. I have more Batman and Superman stuff than people have stuff. If somebody put their entire collection together, I have more Batman and Superman than someone's entire collection of everything they have. Look at my rooms. This is one angle. You've seen the other angles on the other cameras. It's like I have tons of stuff. You don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I've been playing this game from day one. People shill Snyder so hard. Yeah,
like this is the thing with me. I know not everyone likes the Batman, and I understand it's not a perfect movie.
The Batman is not a perfect movie. I think it's okay. You know,
but I can see it has its problem, but in my eyes, it's perfect for me because I really like it. Yeah.
But if someone thinks it's boring, you can say, yeah, I can see people thinking. My favorite movie is Conan the Barbarian. People literally told me that's
the Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
Yeah, that's my favorite movie of all time. Number one.
Crush the enemies, see them driven before you. The limitation of the woman.
Yeah, and he gets that. He gets that at the end if you pay attention to the way the movie works. Never let anyone's opinions. Right, exactly. Right. So Arkham loves the Batman. So that's it. He doesn't care if I say it's good or bad. But if I point out negatives. And he's like, yeah, okay, I see that could be negative, but I still love the movie. That's fine. But when I point out a negative on Snyderverse, they're like, no, it's a masterpiece. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, no, it's not a masterpiece. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, geez, okay, but I was just asking. Yeah. He's nice to you, so there you go. That's it. His art. No, stop doing the quotes on the art. It's great.
What art?
He's making fun of the art because like Rob Liefeld Rob Liefeld and all of these image guys were inspired by manga, and manga has crazy weird things where the feet go small and they're jumping forward and doing these weird angles, and people who weren't used to manga who saw this art thought it looked weird in American comic books because they were used to a certain art style, and that's fair. They're just like, this looks weird or it looks disproportionate or whatever, right? Like, to me, people said it about Kirby as well, which is like false. It's like
Kirby.
I like Jack Kirby's art. He's my favorite. Jack Kirby's my favorite. That's
Oh,
it.
Jack Kirby. Okay.
Yeah. Jack Kirby's my favorite. Defense Snyder on 2 movies is Dawn of the Dead, Watchmen. Yeah, I like Watchmen.
Did you see what I sent you? It looks pretty cool.
Oh, hold on, let me see. On Twitter?
I'm getting that. I think 2024.
Oh my god. Oh,
it
Jason
looks so
Fabok.
awesome. It's like
Wow.
you know Jason Fabok, and
yeah,
he works for I think he does the drawings and everything like that. He draws the dynamic poses and stuff like that, how he wants the statues made and stuff like that, and it looks so perfect. I want it.
I'll show people what it looks like.
It looks just so perfect. Like if
Oh,
I had
where
to
is it?
put my top 5 favorite comic book artists, it would be Jason Fabok, Greg Capullo, Jim Lee. What's another one? I know there's a few more.
Well, check out Marc Silvestri's thing when that comes out. That'll be really cool.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be another one.
I don't know why it's not letting me share that for some reason, and I don't want to share my Twitter screen. But anyways, I'll let me see if I can share. Hold on, I'll share the other images. Share screen. Chrome.
Yeah, you just share screen.
There you go. I don't want to share my Twitter though. What's the name of it? It was Batman statue. What's the company?
Prime One Studio.
Which one is it? No, not that one. This one.
Who's the guy that made
So this is what this is what you've ordered, right?
Oh, let me see. Oh yeah, yeah, you got that. It looks so cool.
Okay, so Just Joe likes Dawn of the Dead, which was okay. I agree with that. I really like Watchmen. I like 300, and I like Sucker Punch. I know everyone hates Sucker Punch. That's okay. I like it. Yeah, the rest after that, it's not. To me, he was leading up to pretty good. But Conan is a masterpiece. I agree with that.
I like Neil Adams.
Neil Adams is one of the best of all time.
Tim Sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I cannot be reached. I hear you. So let's look at Marc Silvestri art.
That looks cool. Like his art looks cool. Like look at that Wolverine one.
Is this Marc Silvestri? Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's him.
I saw a Batman Joker one. Go down.
Like if you did he draw Witchblade? I can't remember.
Hi, folks.
What was that?
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I can't remember if he drew this. Yeah, he did this. He did this cover, I think. So it's like he's awesome.
Did you hear? You watched Invincible, right?
Yeah, I watched Invincible.
They did you hear that they might do? Was it Anissa? They might introduce.
I only read the first 20 issues of Invincible, the comics, so I don't remember.
Yeah, remember the comics, Anissa and Invincible, that scene in the comics.
Yeah, okay, maybe.
Yeah, people said they might do that scene.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they're gonna do that.
Oh, okay, I don't know. This is the cover I got for the last Shadowhawk, and Sean got me this one, which is the one I wanted, but it's sold out. This is Rob Liefeld's inking over Silvestri, I believe. Where are we at here? The Batman is just so searchable. The only thing I do is very horrible.
I would say this. They do the character correct. Like Matt Reeves does do the character correct, where I'm not trying to be me, whoever likes Zack Snyder's Batman, but I don't think he did Batman correctly.
No, he didn't do Batman correctly. Zack Snyder did not. No, Snyder's Watchmen.
And then when you say that on Twitter and stuff like that, people go to his defense. Like you can't defend him all the time and ignore what he did wrong with Batman or whatever he did. You have to agree with some facts. Like this is, I feel like, why I hate a little bit with the Snyder fandom is you give them facts. You say this, he did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, but then they also don't acknowledge it.
Right, it's wrong. I love Batman '89, but Joker killed. When I was a little kid, I was in grade 6 when I saw that in the theater, and I was like, Joker killed Batman's parents. I'm like, that's stupid. Even as a little kid, I thought that was really stupid. I'm like, that didn't happen. So that pissed me off. And Joker, you know what? We didn't think Joker died at the end. We walked out of the theater, me and my buddy, and we had our Batman hat. I had a Batman hat. When I saw Batman 89 in the theater, check this out. I had a Batman hat on, I had my Batman watch, which I still have from 1989 or whatever. I had it before that. And then I had a Batman t-shirt on, and my buddy and I had the same hat, same shirt, and we turned his dad drove us. We made his dad's car into the Batmobile. We put fins on the back of it. We put the bat things on it. So we went to go see the movie, and we're like, this is the best. And we bought Batman toys. They had Batman toys for sale in the theater.
Oh, yeah, they do that sometimes.
Right? So we bought all the toys, and we're like, this is the best. But even then, we walked out, we're like, oh, yeah, Joker's not dead, because there was a laugh at the end. Remember, there's laughing at the end, like, ha, 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 ha. And you're like, oh, my God, Joker's still alive. He didn't die. What's going on? It's like, we just couldn't believe that Joker would be dead. You know what I mean? So it's like, even then, we're like, we didn't like that kind of thing. So I still love the movie. I would just say Snyder's vision of the true vision. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's so good.
That's what they always.
You can't.
Snyder's the only one.
You can't beat the comic books. Like, whoever says that, like, you can like a movie, but I do not like when people say movies are better than the comic books, because that's never true. That's never true, because the comic books do it better all the time, because they made the story first.
So remember when this came out?
Yeah.
So literally. Okay, so literally when this came, I didn't see this movie. I own it on Blu-ray, but I haven't watched it. No, I never watched it. So it came out, and everybody, Steve from my streams, Steve, my other buddy Sean. I didn't know this. I didn't know Sean. I don't think at this time, but who else? My other buddy. Three of my best friends were saying, "Jay, this is the coolest movie ever." I said, "I'm not watching it," and they're like, "Why not?" I was like, "That's not Constantine." And I'm like, look, he doesn't look like Constantine. He doesn't have blonde hair. He doesn't have a jacket. He's not a British guy. Like, this is not Constantine. I don't care if it's good.
They did the magic.
You gotta go.
Incorrect too.
No. I wanted what you were saying about the Constantine. It did kind of get it right, but on the CW, man, blonde, man, British.
Yeah, that was better.
Yeah, Matt Ryan.
I didn't like the movie.
So this movie came out. I'm like, I'm not watching it. But my friends are like, it's a really good movie. I bought it because it's a superhero thing, so I have it. But it's like, I'm like, no, I'm not watching it, because it's not. Now, they never read Swamp Thing. I read Swamp Thing, and that's where Constantine came in with Alan Moore. And I loved the Swamp Thing comic. And I'm like, I'm not watching this movie. It's not Constantine. So here's a divide again. It's like, I've got my friends saying it, but my friends never read Swamp Thing. I was like, you got to read Swamp Thing, and then you'll know who the real Constantine is. This is not the real Constantine. So how am I supposed to
this is
my friends didn't say, screw you, you're an idiot. They're just like, okay, you didn't watch it. We talk about something else.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I watched the movie. I gave it a chance. He doesn't look like Constantine, but how he does the magic. How he does his magic and his spells and everything like that. So this is not how Constantine uses his powers. Number one, and isn't Constantine British or something like that?
He's British. I never watched this movie. I'm assuming he's not British because
he's not British in here.
He's not blonde. He's not British. He doesn't have a red tie. He doesn't have a brown coat. Why? This looks nothing like Constantine.
And he goes to hell or something. I think, I didn't like. I did not like the movie. It's fine. Nothing at all has to be comic accurate. I agree with that. But if Constantine's not British, if he doesn't portray the character correctly, if he's not blonde, that comes to issue too. He did
why couldn't they get a blonde guy?
Keanu Reeves is fine as an actor, but I just did not like how he portrayed the character. I don't think the character was portrayed good from the comic, how he's portrayed. I'll show you what John.
You want to see? You mean this Sting?
Oh, jeez.
Oh God, what the?
Thanks,
No,
man.
like
I sent you a link. So Constantine, let's look at Constantine, Matt. I can't type, Ryan. All right. So
Yeah,
this is much better.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, non-blonde Constantine sounds weird. Hot takes, I sent you a link. Oh yeah, Wanted, that was the other thing I was gonna look up.
like let me see. He looks like this. I'll just put it on my freaking screen. Delete one image.
Not that Sting. All right. What about this Sting? Or that Sting?
So are you just naming wrestlers?
No, he's saying Constantine was based on Sting, who was the original Sting I showed, but not the look of that Sting. I know, that's the crow.
We're waiting for who asked for a link?
Hot takes. Nerdman. You guys know Nerdman, right? Yeah, you all know. You know him. Yeah, everyone knows him.
So basically, like this. This is what he's supposed to look. He looks from the comics and everything like that.
Yeah.
He has like, in the comics, sometimes he cuts himself and uses his blood to perform a spell and everything like that. And so like this is what he's supposed to look like basically what Matt Ryan did in the TV show. Like, I'm sorry, like I did not like the movie. Like, and we'll see what the TV show comes, but like I hope the TV show.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Ryan's take on Constantine was so popular. They brought him into the DC animated movies as a voice.
Yeah, I like that. I like Matt Ryan actually.
He was in the main universe.
Oh, Clobby will like this. I ordered Kate Mulgrew's autograph personalized to me, so I'm gonna get that. Was well cast. Yeah, I agree. Matt Ryan was well cast. Tony Schiavone, it's Sting. That's right.
Have you ever I know by you live in Canada and stuff like that. Yeah. Have you ever gotten an autograph from what's his name? Greg Capullo? Because there was a.
Oh, I know he comes. I know. There's dude, Arca, man, you should live around here. It's like all of the guys that you like, they're all coming here next week, or it might be right now. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. I think it might be. It might be this week. It might be happening right now. I was gonna say, Clobby. I ordered. This is the picture that I got. Well, actually, this one. So I'm getting that autographed. That's to me. That's being sent to me in September. Yeah. I love Captain Janeway. She's the best. Okay,
yeah. Just order me a ticket and then I'll fly over there.
Oh, you got to come over. Oh, it's next weekend. Could not be reached. Thanks, dude. I'm probably not going to it. I know you're going to it, right? Let's take a look at everybody coming, dude. You're gonna be like,
oh yeah, I checked this one and stuff like that.
Don't look at. There's a picture of Kevin Smith that accidentally came up. Don't look at that. It'll blind you. The worst captain. Oh my God. No, I promise you, dude. I'm not joking. She's my second favorite. Obviously, Kirk's the best. That's a no-brainer. Kirk and then Janeway. Janeway's my second favorite, man. I love Janeway. I don't know. I to me, Nerdman, what's going on?
I'm cool, man.
Did you hear that? I got Kate Mulgrew's autograph coming.
Oh, nice. She's my
Kirk and Janeway
favorite captain.
Yeah, you have to go to the artist section.
No, I want to go to. Yeah, sorry. Where am I going?
Oh, you agree with me on that?
Kirk is number one. Duh. Number two is Janeway.
Okay, thank you. Good.
Comic creators, that's where it is.
Hey, Woon, thank you so much for coming in.
Although I have to say, this new guy from Star Trek, what's it called? Strange New Worlds.
I'm not watching that
He-
trash. Remember?
What
Why?
is that?
It's
What is
really
that photo?
good. It's
It's not-
actually really good.
What
There's
is
gonna
that
be zero chance that I'm ever gonna watch that. Like, there's no way.
I know they've burnt bridges with Discovery and that other Picard show, but this is actually really good. I think this is like a return back to form, honestly.
Yeah, I can't. No, I won't. Maybe.
No,
maybe
you don't
I'll-
have to. I mean,
I need to get
I would rather you watch the Orville than
like what I
Orville
need is
episode,
to
yeah.
get an autograph from Lee Bermejo. I need Greg Capullo, and I
Look,
need
there's
Jason
your Greg
Staubach.
Capullo, Donnie Cates, Jason Fabok. There's your Jason guy. Art Adams. Who else do you like? There's your Tom King, buddy.
Yeah, Tom King.
Who else you got? This
You have,
literally Arkham. This is everybody you've ever dreamed of in your life.
just buy me a ticket now.
you need to come down right now. This next weekend.
Oh, you
gotta
have
hurry
the
up.
guy that is writing Final Crisis also, and you
No,
have the guy.
I'm telling you, everyone.
And you have the
knows
guy
it.
that writes
What is-
Batman White Knight.
Yeah, these are all the people who are going to be here
in
next
time. You don't
weekend.
know what you're talking about. Like,
What?
I'll say this though: Greenway, Janeway. I've started saying it the way he was saying it, Gang Greenway, but Janeway did drop off after 7 of 9 entered the show. That's my feeling. Like for the first few seasons, she was excellent, and then 7 of 9, I don't like her. I don't like her as a character. Never liked
Yeah,
her
no.
as a.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
one's
I
gonna
like
change
Seven.
my opinion with Tom King. Like, I know
But
it's
anyway,
50-50.
sorry.
I know it's 50-50, but like, I still like his run. Like, I didn't think his run was that bad.
Clobberin Times is not is not. So no. Okay, so let me just clarify this too. I actually like everybody, but the thing for me is that I just something about like everyone knows Captain Kirk is the best. That's not a debate.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
there's
it's
something.
William
There's
Shatner.
some, yeah, Shatner's like the best. There's something about Janeway. I just really like her a lot. I don't know. I think she's just like I love Archer. To me, he just feels like a commander. I know they gave him a ship. They gave him the Defiant. Deep Space Nine is my favorite show. But I love
Deep Space
Cisco.
Nine is really good. Cisco's
It's really-
great.
Cisco is
Cisco's great.
amazing. Also, Avery Brooks is just
Yeah.
a super gentleman and like
My
super-
least favorite is Picard. I don't understand it. I don't understand the fascination with him. He's just boring. It's just
He's
like
boring.
he's like this space philosopher or some crap. But it's not
Yeah.
even like really good philosophy. It's just like stupid stuff. I don't like honestly. The guy from Orville is a better Picard. To me,
I love.
like,
He's the Orville's great. Captain. Let's look at Captain Picard. I mean, I don't want to say Captain Picard just sucks because of it's just my least favorite. I have nothing against him. Like it's just that I'm not as
no,
intrigued by him.
I
That's all.
genuinely think he sucks. Like there was I remember he had some art. Anyway, I'm not going to go into it. I won't go into it.
If you like defend Star Trek, you see, Clobberin Times is saying it's trash.
What's trash?
The strange whatever worlds or whatever it's called. I don't
See,
know.
That's how you know I'm right. So, you know.
I will be at Clobberin Times in 2 weeks, I think, talking about some DC stuff too. By the way,
If it's not DC, I don't care.
yeah, Arkham, you don't know anything about the first 2 seasons of the Orville. Okay, so yeah, we never really dissected the Orville. Strange fruit. We're getting crazy with the thing. TNG uniforms. What are the colors? Oh yeah. You know, I don't mind. All you see is Professor X. Yeah. No, I'm not. I don't look. If it's real, if what I call real Star Trek, the real Star Trek. I don't know how else to call it. The real Star Trek. I like everything. I like Archer. I like Picard. I like Cisco. Obviously, I like all these characters. I pretty much like everybody. My thing was that because based on the characters, Deep Space Nine had the most characters that I liked. Versus like something like like Next Generation, where I just thought, I thought Data and Riker were cool, and that was kind of it. I wasn't too into anyone else.
It was the Data from the jump. It was the Data Picard show with a bit of Riker, and they weren't that interesting. It was like Data is a less cool Spock.
Yep,
basically.
That's true. Yeah,
and Riker, what's Riker? I mean, like, who are you, dude? Like, I don't care. But yeah, I don't know. But there was just something more ballsy about the rest of the captains that I liked. A little less cerebral, because Star Trek's super cerebral anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't want a captain that kind of like drowns in the mire of that intellectualism. You want someone who like goes from the gut a bit, like to kind of contrast with the tone of the show.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what Picard was cool as. He was. Sorry, that's what Kirk was cool as, because he's the space cowboy, wasn't he? It was like,
yeah. Well, there's a great line where Janeway says where she talks about like, oh, back in the old days, space seemed a lot bigger, so they had to be a little bit more tougher to survive out there. So sometimes, you know, they were a little bit loose on the Prime Directive. Sometimes they would, you know, have to fire a little bit, you know, maybe fire, you know, they wouldn't wait as long to fire and stuff like that. But Kirk, the thing what happened with Picard was that they did Picard and Riker were the two facets of Kirk, but those two facets made Kirk interesting, and separating them made both guys slightly uninteresting. That was kind of the problem.
And also the thing about Star Trek, the original series, is like all the characters were cool. Yes. It's just they didn't use them enough.
Right. Now that's old TV mentality of you have to have your 2 or 3 leads, and then that's what it's all about. But no. Oh yeah. I'm not saying anything's, look, original series, it's awesome. Without that, we have nothing. So I like it. Look, it's 10 out of 10. And actually, Clobberin times, I give every episode, if Spock is in an episode, it's 10 out of 10, unless it's anything unless it's the J.J. Abrams movies. But if Spock is in it, it's amazing. I will
come.
Yeah, Picard was a bit of a pansy. Yeah, what do you want me to tell you? Like,
I will come to Canada next year. I graduate college next year, so like, and I could go on vacation. So like,
these guys always come. All those guys I showed you, they're there every year.
What about Jim Lee?
No, Jim Lee was here last year. It's very hard to meet Jim Lee, though. You have to buy a special ticket, I think. You can't just go meet him.
Yeah,
Jim Lee is nice, but I don't like him. Like, he's really nice as a person. I appreciate some of the things he does, like, you know, drawing with the fans and all of that kind of stuff.
Right.
But like, he's such a Batman fanboy, and he's part of the problem.
You're a DC hater now.
I'm not a DC hater. I'm not a DC hater. He's a Batman fanboy, and he's part of what is the mentality that destroys DC.
Nerdman loves DC. Hail, Phantom Outsider. Thanks for showing up, man. No. Nerdman really likes DC. I think Nerdman's a DC guy. What are you talking about, Arkham?
Yeah,
he knows me.
Oh, okay,
Jim Lee.
Yeah, you guys are just. Well, I mean, Jim Lee, Wildcat is coming back.
Oh, I like his drawing. Don't get me wrong. I like his artwork. I'm not talking about his artwork. I'm talking about his. Like, I was having like serious, like anxiety attacks by him becoming lead of him taking over where Jeff Johns was, because I was like, it's all going to be Batman, and lo and behold, it all became Batman. It all became Batman. There's like 3 Batmans in the universe. A Flash movie with a Batman in it. Like, you know, it was just, you know, so it was everything I kind of feared and almost more. And he had Batgirl, you know, because well, it was like not only so I'm glad that Zaslav has come and just slapped them down. I'm so glad.
Yeah, he needs to clean house, man. There's a lot of bullshit.
Just clean them out, bro.
You never. Someone never liked Jim Lee's art.
Clobberin Times is a comic shop owner, and he is a personal friend of mine, and also he is like old school comic guy. Like, he knows all the comics, he's old school. I was born in the best time period, because I got the old school accessibility, but I also like the new stuff. So I was born in the best time. I just 77 days, that's the best time.
To me, like I would say this: if I didn't get into comic books, if it wasn't for like Jim Lee as an artist, I would not get into game design and stuff like that. For me, like, He's one of my inspirations.
Oh, I love Jim Lee. I like all the artists
Well,
from
I
the
mean,
Beach.
Jim Lee as an artist, but do
Artist,
you like him as a like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
he's a you
No,
know what it
I
is,
like him
man.
as an
Like,
artist and what was it? Artist and I don't know. So, I guess like in charge. Yeah, I like him as in charge.
Well, I mean, the problem is that I don't think he's doing anything. Like what Nerdman is saying, it's just like, okay, let's just run with Batman. That's our guy. Okay, that's it. And you're like, oh,
But he's
okay.
not really in charge. In charge, like
Right. So it's not like Charles in charge. It's like it's just
like
he's just not in charge.
at Warner Brothers, he's like I would say he's the person that looks at DC movies. He's the person that people go
not
to.
anymore.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I agree with hot takes. He wasn't as good. No, yeah. I think most people agree. Jim Lee is a nice guy. I like his art. I think it's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's not an executive guy. Like there's some people who aren't that, and maybe he's too nice. Also, that could be a problem. Like sometimes you need to like stop people and say, okay, we got enough of this crap. Like let's rein it in, recalibrate, and see what we got to do here. I bought 34 of the 157 books are on sale. I saw that Phantom Outsider. Wow, that
if
is
there was
incredible.
any comic book artist or writer that you would have as somebody who has a major influence on DC movies, who would it be?
I have no idea. I think you almost
I've got there's only one answer. There's only one right answer.
Okay, so hold on. I'll tell you.
Yeah, go on.
And I'm not sure. And chat, this could be out to you guys. Who do you think, comic book creator, artist, whatever, who do you think would be a good person to be in charge? I think it's tough to be in charge because you can't have friends and you can't be too nice. So you have to let some new people come in to try to further the brand, but you can't lose track of what is the bread and butter of the brand. So like putting everything on Batman's shoulders is too much, but you could use the Justice League characters, Flash, Green Lantern, Superman, Wonder Woman, and maybe distribute the weight. And yes, if Batman is a favorable character, maybe do 2 or 3 Batmans, not like 7 Batman books a month or what.
I'm not talking about books. I'm talking about films.
Oh, films.
So
if
you could get any creator, it could be artist or writer, to have a serious influence on, say, someone like Zaslav. So like somebody, who could be in Zaslav's ear saying, yeah, this is what we, the kind of comics you should be looking at, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, who's your idea?
I think there's only 2 right answers. One of them is dead, though, I believe. And that's Darwin Cook and Alex Ross.
Alex Ross. I mean, I don't think I've seen anything of his that I don't like. I'd have to search to find something that I didn't like.
Like Alex Ross is good at art and stuff like that. I just don't see him fit in that kind of position.
I was born August 18th, 77. On the 18th,
right.
I went through and showed all the comics that came out. Mike's Amazing World Club. You can check it out on Mike's.
Like, here's my.
So who do you think, Arkham? Then?
No, you shouldn't pick any DC artists. I'm sorry, like DC artists, or writer. Like, you can have a DC artist that inform. Like,
I'm not saying be like the Jeff Johns
said Darwin
position.
Is dead.
I'm saying that that has a major influence, like is somebody that Zaslav can go to trust.
Right.
That's what I mean, like
to
comic
as an
knowledge
advisor.
Or something like that?
Yeah, comic knowledge, what films like to green light, what if
like
they're getting the characters right.
The best pick is someone that knows all the characters. And the reason why I would say Jim Lee is because he knows.
You're nuts.
No, I'm sorry. He
Over
knows
Alex Ross.
He knows all the characters. Jim Lee's been around the longest through all the history with DC, and he, no matter how you feel about Batman, he knows all the history of the characters with DC.
No,
Just
he
because
doesn't. He knows only Batman, dude.
No, he
the
does
guy
not.
knows only Batman.
I'm sorry,
can we
he
do
doesn't.
do me a favor, J-Man.
Yep.
I can even bring it up. We'll go Jim Lee's comic books, main comic books, and then we're going to do Alex Ross' main comic books.
Jim Lee comics.
He does all other stuff than Batman.
So Jim Lee comics.
Okay, so here's Jim Lee comics on Images. Or you want to just do like what his bibliography?
Yeah, not his bibliography. Look at that. Look at that. Look how much it's Batman.
You're just
and
a
a couple
Batman
of Justice
hater.
Leagues. Go now. Look up.
Well, Alex Ross has done
comics.
everybody. Alex Ross has done everybody, even things that aren't even his own.
I'm just saying, as
and
knowledge.
He's got it so right. Look.
Rocketeer is awesome too.
If you do DC, put DC before that.
I'm not talking about writing. I'm not talking about how much he illustrated or anything like that. I'm talking about knowledge.
Oh, I agree with hot takes on this one. Yeah, he does. He does love and respect the characters. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
So Clobberin Times agrees with you. Hot takes. That's high praise because he's like a super comic. Okay, so Alex Ross, DC Comics. Yeah, that's what
I like Alex Ross.
It's not showing them, but
I just don't think
he's done all the characters: Shazam, Wonder
Woman,
done
everybody.
Justice League, Superman. But sorry, go on, carry on, Arkham.
Arkham, you're losing the battle because Could Not Be Reached and Clobberin Times. Clobberin Times and Could Not Be Reached are super mega nerds, like way more than me. Like
it's not just because he does as an illustrator, he does a lot of characters. He draws a lot of characters.
Right.
Jim Lee's. I'm not talking about just as a writer and stuff like that. I'm talking about the knowledge. He knows a lot of characters and stuff like that. I don't know who would pick other than Jim Lee because with DC it's tricky with DC. With DC Comics or with writers, illustrators, or something like that.
Yep.
I don't think any of them would be the best pick, to be honest.
Well, it has to be one of them because no one.
No, it can't be any
DC
of them
characters.
because here's the thing with DC artists, you'll be in the same situation. You should never have I would say DC artist or anything that has a executive producer charge or anything like that, or
how about what if you put together a team of them?
A team? Yeah, I could see that. If you do more than one person, maybe you gather some artists and some writers and stuff like that, a team that he can go to. Yes, I would agree. But as the point's been stated, with no matter if it's Marvel or DC, it's not a good idea to put DC writers and illustrators in a high up position because they have no experience with filmmaking and stuff like that.
You can't say that because until you have experience, it's
I just don't think they
when
would
you're
be
trying to get a new
fit.
job, right? You might
just because you write
I might somebody could have been oh, John Paul, I'm never going to allow you to be a drama teacher because you have no experience.
I just don't think.
But I'm a good drama teacher.
1 second, Heroic Gangster. I own every Ultraman Blu-ray that has come out from Mill Creek. I've not missed not even one. Sean has not missed one either. My entire Ultraman collection is on a shelf that you can't see over there. Maybe I should do a video. I should do a video tour of my room.
Actually,
did you already do one?
100 years ago. I should do one now.
But I'm just saying, comic artists would not be a very good fit.
I think, contrary to popular opinion, Jeff Johns didn't do that bad a job.
No, Matt, I'm just saying.
I really don't. He honestly, I feel Kevin Sugiura was the one who did most of the cock-ups. It wasn't Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns was probably more I'm just gonna try and play along because I'm not part of this world kind of thing. And I just want to keep this position. But for the most part, I don't know that he did a terrible job. Once you saw actually where he was going, because after BVS is where he got to influence things. And I don't care what Zack Snyder says. Zack Snyder's Justice League was influenced by Jeff Johns. The Aquaman was definitely influenced by Jeff Johns. I don't like that movie, but it made $1 billion. Shazam was influenced by Jeff Johns. Good movie. So that was all he had. That was his entire reign. There was Zack Snyder's Justice League. He came in too late for BVS, so it was Zack Snyder's Justice League. What's it called? Shazam and Aquaman, and he had a good plan.
Keep going. I'll be back.
He wanted to do Aquaman. He wanted to do Green Lantern Corps. He wanted to do all of it. He wanted to do Cyborg.
Plus, the reason why I say not Alex Ross is I don't think he would do it anyway.
That's not the question. I'm saying hypothetically, if any one of them would do it, if they were willing to do it, which one would it be?
As for you, a Phantom Outsider?
I guess if I have to, because Alex Ross done everything. Yeah, I would pick Alex Ross, but I just think it's very unlikely because, like, I don't think he wants that kind of
I like Shin Godzilla.
Pressure.
I wouldn't say. I don't think he would want that kind of stance because then Alex Ross would have to be telling everyone what right to do and stuff like that, and I don't think he wants to do that.
Yeah, it's true. I think he's got a very strong vision, and that might be a problem.
Yeah,
with working with filmmakers,
because if you're
they've also got very strong visions. So
if you're doing all these movies in the DCEU extended universe, then Alex Ross have to redo this. I don't like that, this, that, and it's I don't think he wants to babysit everyone and saying you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, did this
I don't see.
I'm
thinking of all the movies, right? And I'm thinking, what movies would never have come out if Alex Ross was the kind of head guy?
Yeah, it's just
no, I don't think Man of Steel would have ever come out, which I'm happy about.
Yeah, because he would have said, if the guy is standing there while his dad dies, that's stupid. Every single person on Earth. So actually, Hot Takes, you weren't here when I said this earlier. This was my big problem, not even with Man of Steel in general, but I was saying this to Arkham and Andrew. Hey, Skeptic.
Hello.
So what I was saying was that my problem is that I like a lot of movies that really have, a lot of negative points, or that some of them are just not that good, but I happen to like them anyways. And what I usually do is I admit the negative things. So if I say what's a movie that, I like, we mentioned Wonder Woman 84 because I liked it, but let's say Wonder Woman 84. There's a lot of problems with that movie and there's lots of negatives, but I happen to really like it a lot because of certain reasons that I gave. So when someone says to me, Man of Steel is a masterpiece, I'm like, well, is it a masterpiece? Isn't it stupid that he stands there and watches his father die? He could have done something. It was written very bad. That scene was played out very bad. And they're like, no, it's a masterpiece. I'm like, that's my problem with the Snyder fans. I can admit that there's certain aspects to movies that I like that suck. I just bought a few movies. I just bought this today. I just got this out. I'll do my full like this.
I mean, everybody complains about the ending of Superman 1, but I mean, I don't care about it. It's fine.
Right. So you can, and I didn't like an 89.
That's a flaw. That's a major flaw in the movie. That turning back time, that was weird.
That was weird.
As a kid, I was watching this movie thinking, "Wow, this is great," and then that happens, and I'm like, "What?" So I think that's a big problem with that movie.
It's weird, right? Why couldn't he have just made it? He could have just made it, just fly fast enough to make it back and rescue her and give her mouth to mouth, and then or whatever. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So there's problems with that movie. So then you could say, okay, look, there's problems with Superman 1, there's problems with Superman 2, but I really like them because Christopher Reeve or the feel of them or whatever. But the problem is that they're like, no, this is a masterpiece. It's you can't say anything. It's guys, you're allowed to say that in your head it's 9 out of 10, but still love it. You don't need to give a rating. I give a rating because I'm on YouTube reviewing movies, so I have to give a rating. Yeah. But my personal opinion is like, I love this movie. I don't care if people think it sucks or if it sucks. And I know there's some stupid things, but I really love it. But they don't do that. They just say you're wrong and you're an idiot. It's like, if you don't say Man of Steel is 10 out of 10 masterpiece, you're an idiot. And I'm like, you're allowed to like a movie. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't go that far as to say that they go like.
Oh, they do.
Some of them do. Some of them do.
Some of them do.
But
50%.
I would say that they are really like for me. It's there's two things. If you can't say anything good about a movie, then you're biased. If you can't say anything bad about a movie, even movies I love, The Dark Knight, the Batman, Superman 78, Wonder Woman, and there's not one of them I don't have like some kind of critique against. And it's not because I'm looking for criticisms. I love the movies. I'm not looking for criticisms. It's just they're flawed movies. You know, so I don't see how you can sit there and watch Man of Steel and say and not find anything wrong with it. Like,
besides the whole
movie. Like, besides the whole movie, exactly.
I don't own any of those ones. I'm trying to just catch up quickly. Giant Robot. I own some Giant Robot stuff, but not everything. Like I have Red Baron and stuff like that.
I wouldn't say it is a small minority because a big bunch of them do.
Awesome.
So I would say, if I have to give an estimate, who calls it a freaking masterpiece, it's 50%, not a small bunch. 50%
of what?
50%.
Yeah, because I think it's because
it's not 50% of people. Most people don't like the movie.
No, he's saying the Snyder. Look, there's some Snyder fans who are just fans of the movie, but some of them who are the more aggressive ones get angry when you criticize it, and it's like, but the movies I love get criticized all the time. And then not only do they get criticized, I get criticized for liking them all the time. So I'm like, well, I don't care. I love it. I don't care if what you say. It's like,
but I think what's happened is like they've gone into hyper defensive mode,
right?
Because I'll be fair to them. I do think those movies are over criticized. The one movie I don't think is over criticized is Man of Steel. I don't think that's criticized enough. But BVS and
BVS deserves to be criticized.
No,
BVS is awful. It's awful.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna, I mean, I can understand the some of the complaints, but I think people go overboard with the movie. It's not Batman and Robin bad. It's not. It shouldn't be 27% on.
Hey, are you implying Batman and Robin is bad?
Yes, it's very, very bad.
It's not.
I love Batman and Robin, but there you go. It's a bad movie, but I love it anyways.
It
is it better or worse than Golden Temple Amazons? Well, that is a question we will never know the answer to because nobody's going to watch this movie but me. But it's got like cool stuff like, you know.
Like, it's not just because Batman that I hate the movie. It's like you merge two stories with the death of Superman, then you have the Dark Knight Returns and stuff like that. Then you have Lex Luthor, that actor that portrayed was trash. Then
Lex Luthor was awful.
Act like fucking Riddler. Then Doomsday doesn't even fucking look like fucking Doomsday. And then there's a list. There's a fucking list.
No, wait. How does he act like Riddler?
Is that Andrew?
Are you talking about Jim Carrey's Riddler? Because that isn't Riddler. You realize? No,
I'm not talking about Jim Carrey. I'm talking about freaking.
So who are you talking about when you say he's Jesse acting like Riddler? No, I'm saying Jesse Eisenberg don't act like the Riddler. He might not act like Lex Luthor, but he doesn't act like Riddler. So which Riddler? Are you talking about Jim Carrey? Because that's the only one I can see a comparison to.
I guess, yeah.
Because that isn't Riddler.
I mean, Jim Carrey's Riddler is pretty Riddler, I'd say. I mean, at least from the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that isn't Riddler. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
Adam West ain't even Batman. Like, Adam West is another. It's a joke of a Batman.
60s really Batman is fucking amazing.
But I mean, the comics were fun like that, right? But even that was terrible. Even in the Batman, I love the Batman show. I watch it all the time. I'm right now.
The one from 2004.
Sorry.
You said the Batman. You talking about the one from 2004?
I think
No,
we're talking about the
Batman,
60s
Batman,
one.
like Batman,
No, he's
Adam
talking
West.
about Batman.
Oh,
Adam
okay.
West.
Yeah, I rewatch it almost every year, maybe every 2 years, the whole thing. And so I'm on my I don't know 20th cycle or whatever.
And I'll say this.
Yeah.
After I watched Batman v Superman, I hated Ben Affleck's Batman ever since.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ben Affleck is fucking sexy.
Yeah, well,
Okay, what were you gonna say, J-Man?
No, I was gonna say, but remember that entire show is framed as being, you know, silly and campy on purpose. It's not campy like where you watch old movies and they don't hold up. This is meant to be what it is. It's exactly what they wanted it to be. So, given that fact, Batman in it is smart. He figures stuff out. He figures it out in a ludicrous way that no human would figure out in that way. But it doesn't matter because that's what it is. Oh, hold on, I gotta get my intro.
It's ridiculous, dude. The fact you're trying to justify that stuff.
Hey, Sean.
Hey,
I heard people bad mouthing the Adam West Batman. I
know.
I didn't do that.
My senses were ringing. I was like, "Oh my god, what the hell?"
It's 10 out of 10. It's not even a
10 out
One
of
thing
it.
people
It's
take for
10 out
granted.
of
No, wait,
1,000.
hold on. One thing people take for granted nowadays, whenever a TV show or movie comes out with one of these superheroes, you're like, "Oh, who's the villain? What's the villain?" That did not exist before Adam West.
Yep.
That show revolutionized superhero like screen superheroes because
And the villains were the best thing about it.
Only Lex Luthor in the second Superman serial that was in. Every time, even in cartoons, they had to make up villains all the time. They never used villains from the actual comics.
Yeah.
And that show actually did that. It was the first of its kind to do that. Consistently, they made up.
That was the great thing about the show. I won't argue with
Catwoman,
you about that.
Joker, Riddler, all those guys. And after that, that's the whole reason why when they make the Batman movies, you need a villain every time, and every single superhero thing after that copied that. And to this day, that's the way things are.
No, this is the thing. I think you're absolutely right. That is the one great thing about that show.
One great thing.
No, it is.
Oh, without that show, we wouldn't be talking about Batman. Let's face the facts.
And that's the other thing too.
I don't know about that.
Batman was
Something else
not
would have come
popular
along.
before that show. Batman had one episode of a radio show and it failed and no one cared.
There was Superman. There was Superman, and then there was all other garbage characters. It was like it's like Superman, and then everyone else is gutter trash.
Even
it's
Spider-Man?
Like no one cares.
Oh yeah, no one cares about Spider-Man.
There is no Spider-Man. There is no Spider-Man when there's Batman.
Dude, as far as I'm concerned, look, if for instance Tim Burton's Batman hadn't have come out and wiped away that trash that was what's it called? We wouldn't even be talking about Batman. Would be seen as some campy, crappy character right now. It was Tim Burton who saved Batman.
Tim Burton didn't say that.
Saved Batman. Like in media, Tim Burton saved Batman.
I mean, if it wasn't for the Tim Burton movie, we wouldn't have the animated series. I don't think.
Yeah, the Tim Burton Batman is why he's so popular today. Like from there, you can see their trajectory going higher.
Guys,
but without the Adam West show, that movie never gets made.
Right.
Yeah.
No
one cares.
This is 2001: A Space Odyssey. They kept leaving the monoliths, right? So the first monolith was important, and that was Batman. That was Batman Adam West.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
But without Adam West, you would not have Tim Burton.
You're right.
I don't think Arkham Gaming would
that
be alive.
without Spider-Man from the 60s, you wouldn't have had the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, but that doesn't make the Spider-Man from the 60s good.
You mean the 70s? Like what? The
70s or whatever.
Wait, did Andrew just get annoyed by that?
No, I love that show. I love Nicholas.
I knew it.
The 60s Spider-Man show? I grew up with that.
It's amazing.
In Hamilton,
you're seeing it through rose-tinted glasses, bro.
No, I'm not.
No, the 60s show is amazing.
Yes, you are. Yes,
I've
you
watched
are,
it. I've
dude.
watched it so many times.
How
Yeah,
can you
no,
compare?
J-Man watches
That
it.
means
Like, he
that
watches
No,
completely
no.
invalidates
Hold
you.
on. I'm part of the Facebook group for Spider-Man 77. There's a guy restoring the episodes.
It doesn't matter if you're a fan. It doesn't. That doesn't take away from the fact that it's terrible and you're co-signing.
Oh, like the
it.
70s
Like-
Spider-Man live action show? Because
Like-
that's garbage.
Like
I like it, but it's garbage.
You literally
It
use
is
the word like this.
absolute garbage.
Well,
It's-
could not without Scarlet Pimpernel, you wouldn't have any of this because
That's-
that's
I mean,
the first.
No, I
that
mean, I
was
got
the
to be
first
grateful
superhero
for
that
it,
had
but
a
like,
secret
it
identity,
makes-
and everyone copied that.
it's like saying, like the fucking Superman and Batman serials from the 40s. You know, if we didn't have those, we wouldn't have today. Yeah, that's true, but they're shit.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Either not. B, they were not enough because the Captain Marvel serial Shazam was much more popular and that didn't go anywhere. See, you're saying okay, the Superman serial, right? And the Captain Marvel serial and my boy Spy Smasher, those are both Fawcett comics, and those two serials were much better received than Superman and Batman, I think for sure.
Yeah.
And Captain Marvel is regarded as one of the best serials, not Shazam. But Shazam did not get the trajectory that Superman or Batman did.
Yeah, but that's because DC abandoned them.
But
They could have easily
Fawcett
done a
didn't publish-
Shazam movie like during when they did the Superman movie, and he'd be as big a character now. But here's the thing, and I'll just say this like quickly, like so you're invalidating everything you say about Superman 78. Whenever somebody says that's corny and stuff like that, you're invalidating all your argument. Whenever someone says, "Oh, the Incredible Hulk from Bill Bixby is corny," you're invalidating your whole argument because now you're just saying you like all that crap from the 70s. Whereas actually there were good things.
What are you talking
Superman, Christopher Reeve's Superman was actually genuinely good.
But people say it's corny now.
Bill Bixby's Incredible Hulk, there were episodes or there were the concept and like the first TV movie was actually very good. It was high quality.
It won Emmys.
And when you go, oh well, I like Spider-Man as well, and I like the Batman series, and I like all the rest of the crap. It's just like it invalidates what you're saying because it means you just like all that old stuff, like no matter what.
No, I like the character being the character. Like Batman.
That wasn't the character. That wasn't Batman.
Yes, it was. It's not Batman. It's not today's Batman.
Batman used to make jokes in the comics all the time.
But it's 60s Batman.
60s Batman was not even like the Batman as he was originally like done when in the
40s.
When Bill Finger and they originally did it. It was dark. That was the whole idea of the character.
Right. And then it evolved. It changed.
No, it changed because of the comic books code or whatever.
And then when it's
where they made everything suck.
I know, but you're saying you like Zack Snyder's Justice League, and that sucks now too, and that's not based on anything, right? It's just like, and you're saying, well, this is an evolution of the character. The character is different. It's like, well, there you go. It's like the character is evolved. I like it for what it is at the time.
Here's the thing. With
Zack Snyder's Justice League, what?
Adam West Batman made the character Batman more popular, and without that TV series, you would not have movies like Tim Burton's Batman. You would not have animated series Batman and etc. and this bullshit with Zack Snyder.
I know that was a copy.
That argument in the philosophy is called the genetic fallacy. Like,
also, we would have never gotten the Arkham Asylum games if it wasn't for the animated series.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, just because something good comes out of a thing doesn't make that thing good.
No, but everybody on Earth, like it put Batman 66 put Batman's name on the map.
Sure, I agree with you, but that doesn't make it good.
But it doesn't. It doesn't make it bad.
Batman's not good.
It doesn't make. Hold on. It doesn't make it good or bad. It makes it whatever the fuck you thought it was at the time. As a little kid, I loved it. Without that Batman show, I wouldn't be talking to anybody because it got me into comics. So it's like going back and saying, well, okay, you could say my parents gave birth to me, but they're assholes. But mine weren't assholes, right? Like you could say, I don't like my parents even though they gave birth to me. It's like I like the 66 show. I watched it as a kid, rose-colored glasses or not. I rewatched Goonies. I thought these kids are irritating, and that's a movie I loved as a kid.
Just take the L, nerd man.
It's
Goonies was also stop that. Don't say that to me,
Take the L.
I'm not taking any kind of L on this.
There's no here.
If Batman and Robin is bad,
like,
then so is the. So
if you're not going to take
the
if you're not going to take the L, take the D at least.
is that supposed? Is that a sexual thing? We're not,
I think that's a sexual thing.
Okay.
But sorry, Batman and Robin, right, is a slightly worse version of this Batman show. And don't get me wrong, there's fun bits about that Batman show. I kind of like, in a goofy kind of way, how Adam West used to act, but it isn't Batman. That's the only problem. Did his parents even die in that?
But
I don't even know if his parents died.
He mentions it 2 times in the entire series. One time in the episode I just watched today, where he's literally saying, like, where Joker's forcing Batman or Bruce to make him the head of the Gotham City Bank, and Batman is like, since my own parents were murdered by criminals, I can no longer tolerate violence of any kind or whatever. So it's like he literally said, and he says it in 2 episodes, this episode and one other episode. I think it was the first or second where he mentions that his parents died by the hands of criminals. Go, Sean. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, like, look, whether or not you made this point before, but whether or not it's Batman to you, like, it's hot takes, it doesn't matter. It was could not said it best. It did make an impact on popular culture. It put Batman on the map, whether or not it's the real Batman or not, and it got people into, like, thinking about Batman and knowing what Batman is, cool. Bruce Wayne and all that stuff. It's the same thing with I love Transformers.
The car designer.
I love Transformers, and I hate the Michael Bay movies. They are not Transformers at all.
Right.
It's shit and piss at the same time. But
wait, I like the masturbation.
I can't deny that it's made people know Autobots, Decepticons, the basic concepts, Cybertron, Optimus Prime. More people know who Optimus Prime is now than ever before. It put Transformers on the pop culture map. It's shit and shit. But
I'll say this then. All right. So then Man of Steel is Superman.
But he's not Superman.
That's the thing. People think he sucks now because of that movie. And Returns.
That's the thing, right?
Returns made him lame.
People he sucked. You're in a world, right, where you because of the Burton movies and because of the Nolan movies, you can kind of look back at that with rose-tinted glasses. And I'm sure one day when they reboot Superman and they do Superman right, people are going to be able to look back at Man of Steel and look at it kind of fondly. If you were in a world where Burton movies didn't come out, by that time, everyone thought the Adam West stuff was a joke. And they were really, wanting a darker, better take on Batman by the time the Burton stuff came out. And if that didn't, and most of the people, I don't know, that's just a minority of people. Most of the people just didn't know about Batman and thought Adam West when they thought Batman, and it wasn't a good look. It was not a good look.
But the thing is that again, it's like, okay, so there's a lot of people right now who are going to grow up saying this is my Superman or whatever. But this was my point from before. I'm allowed to say I like things and still find faults in them. It's like, and people can do that. They can say, I love Man of Steel, but yes, there's some questionable things in it. Like Arkham, for example, is way younger than all of us, right? At least half me and Sean's age for sure, right?
I'm 22.
And Andrew, you're 22, so you're half. You're half.
He's
half.
like a third of your age, yeah.
Right. So I just turned 45. Right. I just turned 45. So Andrew's 22, and Arkham's young too. Now, they watched these same movies that were questionably good or bad, depending on who you are, rose-colored, whatever the shit. It doesn't matter. And then those people went on. See, Arkham has gone on to be like, oh, I really like Batman. I'm going to read some comics. I'm going to read some new comics. I'm going to read some old comics. I'm going to play some games. And those people make the entire thing go. So I want people to like Man of Steel if it brings them to Superman and brings them to the comics and the toys and the cartoons, and then they get more pumped up for Superman in general. This is the reason why I still bought Man of Steel and BVS because I'm a Superman fan. I'm saying that I don't like the Man of Steel version of Superman, but I want Superman things to continue so that the character can continue on. And right now he's on
I
a
feel the same about Batman 66, except it's just an earlier thing where I thought
and that's
it was a failed, not a failed experiment.
But it's not a failed. It was super popular, right?
It was popular,
it's not a
but
failed.
like not. I don't. But like it was a failure in terms of. I don't think like Batman doesn't fight in the day. He doesn't. You know, he's not a slapstick kind of character. It doesn't lend.
He did in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
The other thing, but he does do like so Clobberin. I just reviewed a Batman comic on Clobberin Times' channel. What, like 2 or 3 weeks ago? Yeah. And again, I don't remember what issue it was. He'll remember. It was 200 or something, 230 something. And it's like literally Joker kidnaps people, puts them on a giant cake, and Batman's going around during the day, and he goes to a cake shop, and he figures out that this cake shop just opened. It's never, he goes, it's a new cake shop, and he goes there, and it's like it's cheesy, and I'm like, yeah, and a lot of that stuff from that cheesy comic was in the Batman 89 movie. A lot of stuff that happened in that comic happened in Batman 89. The hand breaking off, there's so many examples. I forgot. You can guys go back and watch that.
The squirting flower.
And the squirting flower, yeah, that's a Joker thing though in other comics. But anyways, so it was cheesy, and comics were cheesy. Silver Age stuff was pretty cheesy.
So wait. Deception 77. Green Lantern.
That's Sean.
That's me.
Oh, sorry. Oh, Sean. So Green Lantern's accessible.
I didn't mind that
That's
movie
very
either.
kid friendly.
Oh well.
Is that?
Yeah, but it wasn't popular.
So is Morbius.
I like that movie.
Morbius
My
is
problem
super
is that it's
accessible.
just a checklist movie.
It's a checklist movie,
yeah.
No, but
And Adam West is what exactly?
But Adam West
He
was
was popular and it was successful to kids.
Just because it was popular. I mean, it was popular because of the time. Because like, you had the
and it made you fans.
Happy Days and blah blah blah. But those movies were bad. It's like going back and looking back now at Baywatch. And
I know,
going,
but
that was really good, great.
What's
TV.
good and bad to you?
What's good and bad?
What's the measuring stick? If something is trying to achieve a specific thing and succeeds at that, is it not good at that?
Yes, but it's not Batman. It could be good at whatever it's doing. But it ain't Batman. That's what I'm saying. Like to me, in the same sense, Man of Steel. In the same way, Man of Steel isn't Superman. That is not Batman.
No, but Man of Steel has a shit storyline. It sucks.
So did Batman.
No, it doesn't. The Batman.
You're
but no,
so
the hot
hard for
takes.
this show.
You're so silly. You're so silly. Look, I'll tell you why. Man of Steel is trying to be a masterpiece. Man of Steel is trying to be a thought-provoking masterpiece,
and it was a fail. Smart, they're not.
Yeah, they're trying to be smart. It's trying to be a masterpiece, and it failed. Batman 66 was trying to be cheesy, silly, accessible, fun, and and it succeeded.
I agree with you on that. I don't know if it was fun, but it was certainly
fun.
It was cheesy and whatever, and it was trying to do that. It achieved what it was trying to achieve better than Zack Snyder achieved what he was trying to achieve.
Yeah,
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Exactly. There you go. So there we go. Okay, let's talk about She-Hulk. Did anyone actually watch it?
I did.
No. Man.
I did.
Oh my god!
It's like $5.
Oh my god!
Anyway, yeah.
Oh, I had that and I sold it, man.
Oh, yeah, like in the packaging?
I played with it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it yet. I don't give a shit about spoilers. So what happened?
Wait, are you talking about She-Hulk?
Okay, who watched? Okay, wait, hold on. Before we go off the rails, Andrew watched it. I watched it. Sean, yes.
I watched it. Yeah.
You watched it?
I'm never watching an MCU show again. I might not ever.
You're right. Hot takes.
You might be right. Hot takes on this one. This one we might agree on this one.
Well, I will say one thing.
Go ahead.
Well, even though it wasn't much fun, but in my opinion, with Bruce Banner, I wish Bruce Banner was still Edward Norton because he's my favorite.
That's not gonna happen.
That's.
I know that. I just said I wish. I didn't say it was.
Okay.
I wish Bruce Banner was still Bill Bixby, but we can't all get what we want.
I love Bill Bixby.
I wish Spider-Man was still Tobey Maguire.
And I wish I was still Batman.
Man, do you want?
I wish Mike Myers was still the Cat in the Hat.
Oh, too far.
What? Bruce.
Yes.
You know they were gonna make a sequel of that movie, but it never happened. Unfortunately.
You know,
The Cat in the Hat.
it would be better if they made a sequel to the Jim Carrey Grinch movie.
Did they not make
No.
one? They made one when he was young or something, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Did
but I said it would have been cooler if there was a sequel.
Or you mean the CGI one?
No,
What CGI?
the one with
No,
where
I think
Jim
there was like a
Carrey.
young Grinch or something.
I don't
No.
think
You
there
know who
was.
I
In
wish
the year
was still
2000, they made one with Jim Carrey.
J-Man, you want to see the first comic books I actually bought?
Oh, let's see. Sure.
These.
Hey Tony, thank you so much for coming in. Marcus, how's it going? Oh, that's the real Batman.
Yeah,
Blue suit, baby.
yeah, I got
Yeah.
these were the first comic books that I got before I got into the other ones.
Was She-Hulk?
I'll tell you.
can talk about it.
Woke. I hate that
1000%.
fucking term woke. I hate it.
What? Oh,
I hate the term woke. It's stupid.
yeah.
I know,
hate
like,
it too.
like
People
it's,
don't
it's,
even know what it
it's
means.
super preachy and I thought the episode was bullshit and I hated
Right.
it.
It's awful.
The whole thing. She's not a likable character.
Right. She's irritating.
She's full of herself.
Yep.
And but in a very annoying and dismissive way.
Yep.
She's very toxic, which
Yeah.
is
You don't
crazy.
think
Okay,
you don't think you're gonna make her like more
She's
likable over
toxic.
time? You know, like Tony Stark or something?
Wait
I
a minute.
don't know.
Why
The
is she
thing is,
toxic?
progr-
I'm really
like,
interested
plot
in this. Why-
progression is not their forte in these shows, so
Right. Yeah.
probably not. And the thing too is that they don't show like what's her nobility, like
Right.
what's her, what does she believe in? She's a lawyer. It's like, why did she become a lawyer? They do this whole origin. Her origin is her talking over Hulk, and her like dismissing everything Hulk says. She's mean to Hulk. Then
Right.
when she takes it
Okay,
back, she's
hold on. Let
mean
me stop you
again.
right there.
He calls her on that, but like whatever. And she's obsessed about whether or not Captain America is a virgin. And that actually is the only thing that trended from that show, which
Right.
means the whole entire show
Ew.
sucks. Like I like on Twitter and everything, it was like, oh yeah, Captain America and She-Hulk. What's
I
going
know.
on with that?
Like people
What the
actually
fuck
like
matters?
It's an
getting
awful
into the
show.
debate and
I-
stuff like that. It was.
I
Like,
have
so
no
silly.
sense of who this character is and why I should follow her or like her.
But
I
hey,
have no sense of where this is going,
Right.
and I don't care. So
Sean-
I don't know, J-Man. You
Sean-
can watch the rest of them and tell me if they're awesome. I'm
No,
not. gonna watch
they're
this.
the problem is that see, here's what they did. They really were very sneaky on this show. Very good, very, very intelligent marketing because they knew the show was garbage. And they're like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put Daredevil in it. You're like, oh man, I got to see the Daredevil part.
He's
right?
like episode 8 or something.
I know, but I'm going to have
I'm
to
not
watch the
ready for
Daredevil
that.
part. Right? So
Sean,
they did little things like that.
Yeah.
Sean,
Could you look
I've
up?
gotta tell you,
Could you
hit
look up
the
the
net.
She-Hulk bench? Look up She-Hulk bench. You'll probably find a ridiculous meme.
What are you
Okay.
getting?
I don't know. But-
There's a She-Hulk bench that's like anti-homeless, and then there's also a Better Call Saul bench that's not.
all right.
Didn't they?
But I was gonna say this, Sean. Like, you just hit the nail on the head, man. Like, that's what I've been saying though. But I think this about many of the MCU characters. Like, I don't know what they believe in. I don't know why they're heroes. I don't know. Like, I don't know why Hawkeye is a hero. I don't understand. Other than he's just in the Avengers. So there are characters like Captain America, Iron Man, and I'll even give them this, even though I'm not that big a fan of the MCU Spider-Man. Spider-Man has a reason for being. He has an actual raison d'etre of why he's doing what he's doing, right? But there's a lot of them, and actually, Doctor Strange was given one in this new movie. He was given a reason for being this kind of thing where he fights against just being this, guy driven by reason who's willing to, sacrifice anybody for the greater good kind of thing. That was kind of like the thing now, like, oh, okay, this is what he believes in, and then he's struggling to be a better person. So actually Sam Raimi gave him a reason for being, but the MCU didn't have one before. So that's what I find that's empty about these characters. And the thing about DC characters, that even if you do them badly, most of them it's inbuilt into their origin stories, into the to where they come from, the reason for them being. and that's
Should
why
be,
they're symbols of things. But
yeah.
it is though. That's the thing. Even when they're done badly, it kind of shines through a little bit.
It didn't for me in Men of Steel. That was my problem with it. That you
Yeah,
can't
it's
just say
hard-
like why is he 30 and not understanding what he's supposed to do? Like he's a grown ass man. It's like what the
No,
hell?
that's
Like
bad.
it's
It's
pretty bad.
true, but
But
even
there's a lot of
even in
MCU
that
ones
they
like
couldn't get away from him being, even though they did it again badly, and you kind of were left thinking, well, I didn't
They
see
want their
that
cake and eat
I
it
didn't
too,
see
right?
that in this movie, but they
Yeah.
still couldn't get away from the fact that he's a symbol of hope, and they
You know
still
what
They couldn't, but they tried
I
to,
think-
and that was
I
my
think-
problem with it.
I think because DC characters have been ingrained way more than the Marvel ones, except for Spider-Man. Oh, someone's joining. Hold on. Oh, Greymalkin. Oh, hold on. I got an intro for you, buddy. Hold on. Where's your intro here? There you go.
That's the
Wow.
logo.
I like that.
Yes.
Oh, so how are we feeling about She-Hulk?
Oh, we're
It was
Sean
alright.
just beat the
It was
shit out of
okay.
it for like 5 minutes.
Come on, Sean.
But
Come on.
that won't stop me from.
Oh, do you
beating
like it,
up.
Malcolm?
I
Oh, do you like
actually
it?
I found it enjoyable. I like how they. I like how in the
I agree with
beginning
that.
She was yeah, okay. No, but she
Oh.
stopped like, all right, that
yes, I am, Marcus.
stopped in the middle of it and did the whole Hulk stuff, and then we got the lawyer show. I'm like, okay, I'm digging this. I'm kind of digging this.
But the thing is, every ounce, every line of dialogue that she said was absolute horrendous trash. I want to punch her face in every time she spoke.
Oh,
Wow.
I like
Jesus.
it. I like this. First of all, I like this actress.
Yeah.
She's Canadian, so I always support my
Oh,
Canadian
well, there
actors.
you go.
Really?
That's why she's good. Oh yeah, okay.
Cheers.
Woo.
She ain't as good as
cheers,
Ally
more
McNeil
beers,
like
Cheers,
that.
Cheers, eh? Oh, hold on, I gotta play one. Hold on, I gotta play one.
I don't care if he's sick. You don't shit your pants and fill in the cart. That's horseshit, really.
You need Mackenzie
Whoa.
Brothers, man. You need to do some.
I'll get some strange. I'll get some strange brew.
Yeah.
Coo.
Yeah. Oh God, do that. Yeah.
All right. No. So okay, and so it's like Bruce is trying to help her.
Yeah.
I don't. This is this Marvel thing, which is so irritating. It's been irritating for a while, where they don't know when the serious parts happen. It's like they constantly have to throw a joke in. Okay, she's literally a Hulk. She could kill people.
Right.
Very easily. And then it's like, let's have a serious moment. He's like, okay, Jen, listen, you can hurt people. There's a few parts like that where he's like, Jen, you gotta be careful. You could hurt somebody, right? And then she's being a goof against it. Well, I'm better than you. Are you saying that my powers are better than your powers? Why is this happening?
Yeah. What is this?
What is
Why are you
this?
so unlikable?
Yeah, why is
What
it
is
goofy?
this crap?
Actually,
You're making me want to
look,
watch it. I don't know. You're making me actually want to watch it. I'm kind of curious.
Okay,
At
well,
the
Andy
end of the
wants to say
episode,
something.
I'm going to spoil the end of the episode. So Titania comes in. She busts down a wall. She comes in. She threatens everyone's life, and Jennifer Walters is like, this is awful. And her friend's like, why don't you do the Hulk thing? Do your little Hulk thing. And she's like, oh, I don't know, this outfit and stuff. It's like she has no heroic bone in her body.
it's like she's Brie Larson.
So
Okay,
then
it's not that
she
bad.
takes off
I
her
like
shoes
Captain
because that's
Marvel.
important, and then she turns into She-Hulk, has like a 2-second fight with Titania.
1 second.
Yeah,
2 seconds.
okay.
What watch are you using? Is one punch. 1,000.
It
That
was
was it.
Titania throws a thing at the people. She catches it.
don't
Titania
count
does
that.
a kick. She punches.
You don't
him.
count that?
No,
Yeah.
I don't count projectiles. I'm doing Dungeons and Dragons rules. It's melee combat.
Dragons.
That's when the action begins.
Yeah,
this,
that's true, yeah.
this ranged weaponry is bullshit.
Okay,
It's like, get in there. Like,
okay,
Well,
whatever.
my point is she
technically
didn't
was
care,
1 second.
and it's like, well, I don't understand this character. Then it's like, why are you a lawyer? It's like, why are you so like, oh, I don't want to do this all this stuff. Like, you need to make that believable to me.
And
It's
at,
dumb. I didn't
and
like
at
it.
the end, I think they had an end credit scene talking about, I think, Captain America's virginity or something like that.
Yeah. And
That's
then
so
that trended
That
and
was
all
that was
and-
actually kind of funny.
Did you know?
no, it's not
I don't know
funny.
if this is
It's
correct,
stupidness.
but I
Oh.
think people said on Twitter that Captain America lost his virginity to Pierre Quo's mom or something like that.
Oh yeah,
What?
I saw that.
Oh, what?
Wait,
Did
no,
people forget that like he went back in time and had a whole life with Carter there? It's like
Yes.
he must have had kids and everything. I don't understand where this came from.
No wonder
Oh,
people said.
Sean, it came from garbage writing.
I know. Ooh,
No
listen,
wonder
is he
people thought.
it's like,
no,
why
people
is she
said the
obsessing
MCU
about
ended
this? They
during
make her
the-
the most vapid woman.
Right.
And this is not girl power at all.
No,
Like, this
it's
is
terrible.
man.
It's terrible representation. It's
Yeah.
What is
it's
this thing with girl power anyway? What do you need
I
girl
don't-
power
no,
anyway?
because
Like,
women,
what is that?
women are the biggest of content across the board. You know,
No,
you
but I don't.
women. Yeah, it's
Just stick to the character. That's girl
Yeah.
power enough. Stick to
No,
the
you know what they
character
should
from the
do?
comics, because Wonder Woman, I think, unfortunately, like
damn.
it's look, it came out first, and it was really good.
Yep.
And it had the whole like thing of the feminist stuff in Wonder Woman, but that's because that was written into the DNA of the character. That's what she was made for by the creator, William Moulton Marston.
Yeah.
And like his wife. He was like a big time feminist, and that's the
And then he got a
point
letter
of
to
the
say-
character.
Then he got a letter to tell by DC publishers saying, "Stop putting all this bondage in your comics."
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
But
sure.
with
There was
Wonder
that
Woman,
element of it as well.
He was
but, like,
into it, yeah.
If Wonder Woman was a
Stop
guy
doing
in
that
that
to
movie, it
me.
wouldn't change anything. The movie is just great for what it is.
No, but
Yeah,
but
no,
your
but,
hot takes to say
but
that's
what I'm
part
sa-
of the character. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm saying that's part of the character, but when you try and apply that to someone
Right.
like Captain Marvel, it's like, but she isn't really that. In the comics, she wears a bathing suit and then it's like got like massive boobs. It's like it's not really, that's not what they're going for with that character. And to try and artificially smuggle it in. Now, I'm not saying that they should put her in a bathing suit and do all that kind of stuff, but I'm saying just stick to her story and tell that story and don't try and smuggle in stuff. And She-Hulk certainly isn't about girl power. Like, I'm sorry, like it's not. That's not what the comics are. Maybe they are now because everything is like that, but they certainly didn't start off like that. It was just.
Well, I read the first 4 issues of the current series. She talks to Jack of Hearts for 4 issues. It's like, get on with it. Andrew wanted to say something a couple of minutes ago, and we didn't get a chance. Andrew, go ahead. What did you want to say?
It was kind of about when you were talking about like when the thing about the Hulk, how you can hurt people. I thought about this before, and I was thought about how Bruce could say a line that connected to the 2000 Hulk movie, where you can say like how the Hulk is a curse. I've been dealing with this curse, being on the run, a fugitive from General Ross for many years, and it cost me my girl Betty Ross. She was the only person who understood who I was. Now I have no one.
Yeah, see, the thing is like they've turned it. Now, look, okay. So I said this in my review as well, and Sean knows this already. Before the She-Hulk show was announced, I'd only read 4 or 5 She-Hulk comics my whole life.
Right.
So when it was announced, and when you start to see the promos, and she was breaking the fourth wall and all that, then I was like, oh, that's the John Byrne She-Hulk. So I quickly went and got the first 12 issues of John, like digital. I got them all, actually. I got all 60 issues of the series on digital. And I read the first year, which is about 12 issues. It's 1 a month. So I read the first year of it. John Byrne did the first 8 issues, I think. And then 9, 10, 11, 12 were different people. So, and I was like, wow, this is super fun. It's wacky. It's a completely different than any other Marvel comic at the time, which explains why I wasn't into it at the time, because I would have been like, this is too weird. Where it's like she's jumping through ads in the page. She goes from one panel to another and she's like, oh, I need to get to work. And she's at home and then she steps through the panel. She's like, this will be the fast way to get to work. And she steps through a panel and she's in work. And she's like, well, that was much faster than taking a bus. And it's like, well, okay. Yeah. It's all these weird things. And she looks at the writers.
That's what they should have done with the film.
That's what they should have done. So literally, I came up with 4,000 ideas. Like that courtroom scene, they should have. They did this in the comics when she goes to fight Titania, and she comes out, and she's not ripped. The girl should have said, like, in the comics that happened. And the girl's like, hey, how come your clothes ripped, but how come your bra and panties never ripped? And she's like, oh, and she shows the tag, and the tag says Comics Code Authority on it. Right? But so what I would have done in the show is she should have said, hey, how come your clothes didn't rip? She should have turned to the camera and said, this is on Disney Plus. Obviously my clothes aren't going to rip. She should have done stuff like that.
Something
And
like
they could have
that,
made fun of the
That actually would
writers.
have been funny.
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
And you could have made fun of the writers. Like, she could have been like, here's the origin. And after the origin ends, she's like, did you like that 2-minute origin? I know it was really lazy, but the writers just want to get on with it. So we didn't want to, the first episode couldn't be more than 30 minutes.
Except the writers didn't want to get on with it.
Yeah, or he could make a funny joke at
Make
another
it
hero
funny.
and say, like, it's not like we're going to be Spider-Man and reboot the origin 3 times.
Right. Oh, that's a perfect joke. Right. Exactly. Look, we're coming up with so many ideas right now. And this is
Andrew is the new writer of
Andrew's the new writer. He came up with a funnier joke than all that entire episode. This is what I would have done, and I would have even picked up the comics and she's like, oh, there's a She-Hulk show, and no, it's not going to be this comic. Throw it out of the way, and no, it's not going to be this comic. And then she's like, actually, no, it is going to be this comic. Sorry, do funny, make it.
Or
That's true, but they're
Actually,
too
I don't
busy
know.
focused on how can we make it girl power? How can we make it like
that's the
one?
problem.
How can we make it like Wonder Woman? How can we make it like that $1 billion success Captain
Actually-
Marvel? Like that's
Two very different. They're two very different kind of characters. You can't do Wonder Woman without you can do the She-Hulk. And
Right.
No, that's what I'm saying. I agree with that, but that's what people. I think Wonder Woman, in a weird way, set a bad precedent because even though it was correct for that character,
Right.
the lesson that was learned from it, rather than believe in these female characters' mythologies and just present them, was let's all do everything girl power.
Right.
You
And
know,
Wonder
and it's not-
Woman's my favorite DCEU movie, right? So the thing with that movie is that within the first 5 minutes of that movie, you already like Diana because she's running around and she's like, I want to be the best. I want to train and I want to help people. And they have to keep holding her back. And every time she's in a situation, she's like, no, I want to help people. And even Steve Trevor's like, look, we can't get involved right now. We have a mission. We have this. She's like, no, I want to go help these people. They're dying. I'm going to help them. And you as a person, you're getting pumped up for it. You're like, yeah, go out there and help. This is awesome, right? And Steve Trevor is never made to look like an idiot. She never turns to Steve Trevor and says, I'm a woman and I'm better than you. And you should stay out of this because you're a man. This literally happens in She-Hulk. She literally has a speech and she's like, I get cat calls and people mansplaining to me. And
She's
it's like,
explaining at that point.
and she's femsplaining at that point.
That line is really pissing people off.
Right. But you know why? Because they didn't show any of this. If you can't just stand there and say, it's like she's a successful attorney that who has her own practice, has people under her. She has underlings.
They show it though in that annoying scene where she goes into the washroom.
Oh
and
dear
like,
God!
Way overly helpful, and then she goes outside and these guys like, hey, how's it going?
Right.
I just kills them. I don't know what happened.
Hold on. But Sean,
she's going like, hey, bro, come on, that's not cool. Like,
But
no.
Yeah. But
like,
she was at a
I know
singles
Hulk
bar.
was trying to
She was at a
help
singles
her.
bar.
Ron Jamin.
Hey, Ron.
Like, Hulk was
Did
trying to
people
help
even
her out
catcall
how
anymore?
to, like, because he has the most experience as a Hulk.
Yeah.
And, like, so, like, that's the one thing that I didn't like is, like, she thinks she knows better, but Bruce has the most experience of gamma ray. Like, he's been the Hulk the longest. So it'd be advised to listen what
He's a
he's
scientist on it.
saying.
Right.
And that's another thing.
Although I would
I would
listen
say
to any,
I
I
did
would
like
listen
the
to
Hulk.
anything that Hulk says.
I
to be honest.
would
The
say I
MCU
did
Hulk,
like
I would dismiss as well.
I did like the part where they were training and they were throwing rocks and stuff like that. I think that was pretty cool.
There's your origin in the comics, but
Oh yeah.
it's also
people-
it was I don't know. Peter Parker Spider-Man, sorry, spoiler. Peter Parker, yeah, that is a spoiler. Ambush Bug. Yeah, Claudia was saying, yeah, it's Byrne's take on Ambush Bug or whatever.
So Bruce gave her his blood or something like that.
Yeah, it's a blood transfusion.
It was
It's
a
a blood
drug.
transfusion.
Yeah,
device
I know in the
was,
show they did something different where the guy in car accident and the
Yeah, no,
his blood-
no. They didn't get into a car accident. She's a garbage driver and didn't pay attention. And she got
well, no, it was that spaceship, the cigar.
Yeah, spaceship.
but she wasn't looking. So she's a bad driver, and she smashes. It's her fault if you went by. So she crashes the car, and then she's not hurt, but Banner is hurt. Like,
Well, doesn't the Hulk have like rapid healing?
Right, but no, he had some inhibitor on his arm or some bullshit. So
Oh,
then
that's
she
right.
goes,
He's not the Hulk
that broke.
anymore. He's smart Hulk.
that broke, right? So it's so great that the inhibitor is so good that it prevents it from turning into Hulk, except it can be broken easily. So I don't get how that works. See, he's all lazy.
Well, it was a crack.
Lazy.
Well, I mean,
right?
the writers and the showrunners are all women.
And they're bad. No, let me be. I'm not. I don't care if they're men or women. They're bad writers. They can be whatever genders they want to be. They can identify as whatever they want. You know what they really identify as? Bad writers. They should identify as that. Their pronoun should say bad writer.
Yeah, it's disturbing though because she's so shallow and superficial. It's just weird that like that's what they think we need right now. That's what they think it is female representation. It's like I recognize her as being shallow and superficial. You could call me like some sort of chauvinist for that, but it is objectively that, right? She won't listen to reason. She won't listen to the most experienced guy in the room. And they go out their way to show that dude in the beginning is trying to show off how much better he is than her. At being a lawyer, and that whole thing with the women in the bathroom and the guys being all like sort of like creepy and stuff like that, all that stuff. Just I don't know why this needs to be preachy and antagonistic and just hateful and spiteful and vengeful. Just write a strong character.
Right.
That's all.
That's it.
It's like who believes in something. How about that?
Like Wonder Woman. They didn't copy the good parts about Wonder Woman. They only copied what they thought was Wonder Woman. It's like, no, Wonder Woman's a superhero. She saves people. She wants to do good. She wants to help people. She wants to prevent mankind from destroying itself. It's like she truly believes in her mission. Turns out she's right because it is Ares. Well, sort of. It's Ares, but also not Ares.
With a mustache.
Yeah, well, whatever. But she's a hero and she's always trying to do the right thing and thinking about doing the right thing. She-Hulk just like, well, I don't want any of this. Well, he's trying to help you. Yeah, but I want to be irritating. It's like, yeah, but he's trying to help you. It's like he's
so
trying
better
to help
than you. Yeah.
It's just like, oh, yeah. So every line's like, oh, so I'm better than you. It's like, why would she care?
Out of all these like big problems, like, dude, Hulk lost everything. And he's
That's
like
what Andrew
gone
was
through
saying.
such trauma and pain. It's like, what
Right.
the hell's wrong? And we've seen this as
We've
an
seen
audience.
this. Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, Hulk is the known character. You never. I said this as a
Well,
comparison.
here's the thing. He's not Hulk anymore. He's Smart Hulk.
No, he's still Hulk. Okay, all the like.
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay, but J-Man,
I mean,
counter what you were saying. What I really liked about She-Hulk is that it put me on to something I didn't really know. I never really thought of the Hulk as being a split personality from Bruce Banner.
Right.
But that's how it's
because
always
the
been.
MCU is trash.
Yeah.
No, that's because the MCU Hulk is trash. That's why you don't understand them. That's the basic thing of Hulk. That's the whole dilemma of the character. This whole
That's basically Jekyll and Hyde.
You never got that. You've never got one thing in the Hulk, and this goes back to even Edward Norton Hulk. I'm sorry, Andrew.
Hey.
You never ever got one thing where you felt that Dr. Banner was as desperate not to turn into the Hulk as in that Bill Bixby show. When the Bill Bixby show came out, whenever he was about to turn into Hulk, he was like, no, you've got to stop. You don't understand. You don't like what's going to happen. He was terrified of, turning into this thing and what it was going to do, what it was going to happen.
In that movie too.
It was not. He turned it into a joke. He was like, in Spanish, you don't want to make me hungry. You don't know what's going to happen when I'm hungry.
Seriously,
it was all of that crap. It wasn't like I'm terrified of the prospect of turning into this creature.
Let me stop right there. And that's also in that same movie when you first see him transform at the bottling plant. It's like a horror movie. Him in the shadows, picking up him.
Yeah, I like that bit.
And he's even got he even looks scary when he does the growler.
Yeah, I like that bit, but as he was saying, you didn't get that real sense of that.
He was trying to find a cure
that multiple personality, and Edward Norton did it better. Edward Norton did it better than what's it called? But he still didn't do it enough.
Ruffalo.
In the comics,
Ruffalo.
what it is he's abused by his father when he was a kid. It's in, I have it here actually.
Yeah.
It's in Hulk 312. Where is
So
it?
here's
This
a,
one.
can I say that
There's
the
a
only
Secret
time
Wars
we've
2
seen,
tie-in in
the only time we've
1985.
seen,
So, like,
wanna
when
let
he
him
was a kid,
finish?
he was
Hold
abused
on a
by his
second.
father. And the thing is, that's how he developed the other personality. Hulk has always been around with them. It's just that the gamma rays, like, brought
Right.
it out. But the thing is, they sort of allude to this in this episode. It's like, well, how come you don't have another personality,
Yes.
but I do? And I don't know if the MCU will have the balls to do
Nope.
that.
Of course
It's like,
not.
it doesn't seem like Disney Plus would do something like that. So I don't know, man. It's like She-Hulk wouldn't have, like, Jennifer Walters wouldn't have that because she wasn't really abused or anything, and had to
Right.
create a different personality to escape in.
Right.
So I don't know if they're gonna do that or not.
Can't argue with a confident man.
They seem like they would, right? They seem
They're
like
not
they
doing
want
that,
to,
Sean.
right?
I like how Sean does this. Sometimes he pretends like something might happen, and it's like that'll never happen. The MCU is awful.
They kind of did something like that
Not all of it.
with Moon Knight, but Moon
Moon
Knight
Knight
was
was-
incomprehensible.
Right, that was boring.
Indecipherable. But they did that. You know,
It
in the
was
movie.
Moon Knight was trash.
By the way, there might be there's some leaks that Book of Boba Fett might have a season 2.
Oh god.
Okay.
No, why?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
They
like there's
linked
some leaks
to
about that
season
shit.
1.
Yeah, right there.
I don't
agree.
know. We'll see, but if it actually happens, I'll be surprised.
I love this. He's saying that Hulk and Moon Knight should do a team for dissociative identity disorder.
Don't even think about it, pal. Don't even think about it. Sit down.
Moon Knight
Exactly.
wasn't.
No,
Moon Knight wasn't very
I'm
good.
I'm
anyway.
wondering now,
Don't do that.
whose parents are related between Bruce and Jen?
Jen.
Well, they're cousins, not
But
siblings.
seriously, where the hell did
Yeah, so-
Betty go? Honestly,
Yeah.
No,
that's
he's
what I'm
asking:
saying.
is it his sister and dad? Sorry, is it Bruce's mom and her dad?
And
or something?
Jennifer's dad,
Like,
or
you don't,
something?
Yeah,
I don't
it can't be
think
his father.
that's ever really established, even in the comics, is it?
I never read She-Hulk comics until I read Sensational She-Hulk, which is volume 2 technically, so it's not even volume 1. I'm
I
reading
will
volume
say
2 right now.
that-
Sean, is Sensational's volume 2? Is that correct?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I never read volume 1. Did
Savage
anyone
She-Hulk
read-
was the first
number
one, and
1?
that was
Did
just
anyone
basically
read
a Hulk
Savage
thing.
She-Hulk? Did you read Savage She-Hulk, Sean, or no?
No, I know of it. I know it's basically Hulk, but like woman.
Did you read it? You didn't read it, Andrew. Well, what do you, or do you think? What do you want to say? You have
Well, I was
something
gonna
else?
say when
yeah.
when Sean brought the thing where the Hulk Banner was abused by his dad, the only time he ever really explored his relationship with his dad was the Ang Lee Hulk movie with Eric.
yeah.
Yep, they showed that.
Which is still the most comic accurate like fucking movie we've
Wait,
gotten.
the Eric Bana one?
Yeah. No, I think it has. It was the one time where every time he gets angrier, he gets bigger.
It doesn't make it comic.
He doesn't get bigger in the comics. I don't know where that came from. Maybe there's a comic series where he gets bigger all the time, but
possible.
It's not,
You know
it's
who's
not. It's not consistent. He usually is one size, and that's it. Like
So
he gets bigger, he
Steve,
gets
who's
stronger.
Steve's away this weekend. That's why he's not on. Someone asked earlier. Steve has been rereading. I actually bought. This is a real thing that I bought. I bought a PD. Marvel used to sell these PDF CDs. It's a CD with PDFs on it, and it was PDFs of every Incredible Hulk comic up to the date of of that CD. So it was Hulk like up to like 500 or something. So I gave that to Steve, and he has been rereading every Hulk issue. He's up to 240 something. He's been rereading every Hulk from number 1. And so he'll be the expert when it's all said and done. He'll be the friggin' Incredible Hulk expert. I only read Grey Hulk consistently, which was Peter David. That's why I've got my Grey Hulk tattoo, because I like Grey Hulk. That's where you really got the sense of Banner versus Joe Fixit, or whoever you want to call him, Hulk. And they hated each other, and they would fight for the control of their body. Like Grey Hulk, before he would turn, because he would turn when he became night, he would turn into Hulk at nighttime. So when
that's weird. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that's what Peter David changed it to. That's what it was.
But that was the original.
That was the original concept.
Yeah.
Right?
People forget that.
Yeah,
People forget
like
that,
he was great, but it
Oh.
printed out weird.
They
and
printed
something
out,
like-
the colors weren't consistent or something. So they're like, okay,
Yeah,
let's
so they
just
changed the green. Yeah.
green. So what he would do is before he would wake, he would drink so much alcohol, knowing that when he went to sleep, and Banner woke up, Banner would be passed out because he was just had so much alcohol in him. And then he would sleep all day and return back to Hulk. So like Incredible Hulk almost had a hold on the personalities. He was the dominant one, and then he started to evolve and become that Joe Fixit character. Then it was the all Hulks unite thing where the smart Hulk, because this just couldn't continue on. Like it was just too much damage to their
It's
psyche.
the smart-
So they all
smart
became
Hulk.
one Hulk, green and always Hulk and always smart. Go ahead, come on.
Is the Smart Hulk like, or Professor Hulk, whatever they call him?
Professor, yeah.
I hate
Is
it.
he different from the comics? What they do from the MCU?
Well, he's goofy in the MCU,
Oh.
just like everybody else. Everybody in the
He's
MCU
like,
is a goof.
oh, gal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
much
know,
goofier,
I don't
but
know
I-
that much about Professor Hulk. Is like he
Professor
very
Hulk is just
different?
not good at character, and I don't
like it either.
really. I
Yeah,
don't. I just think the best type of Hulk story, and they still haven't even done it right anyway. So they might as well try and get that right first. It's the Hulk where he gets mad and he turns into the monster. I don't need him being intelligent. That's not why people watch the Hulk. Sorry, I don't
think the
think,
thing is
I don't
for
think so
comics-
anyway.
Like the thing with
like
comic
people
books,
want World War Hulk and shit like that. I'm like, I just want a good Hulk movie.
but we already had World War Hulk anyways.
Yeah, I
sort
don't
of.
care about World War Hulk.
Yeah, me neither.
in the
Yeah.
movies,
But
yeah.
I did like that story. But the thing
Oh,
with
yeah.
the thing with
It's a
comic
good story.
books, yeah, it's a good story. The thing with comic books, and then everyone knows this. Sorry, I'm just saying what everyone already knows. But because they're coming out on a monthly basis, eventually they change up things here and there just to spice it up a bit. Just like the electric Superman blue. That doesn't mean I want electric blue Superman in a movie, but I kind of wouldn't mind that.
What about Superman Prime in the movies?
No, but you're right. That's exactly it. Like you don't need that. That's good for the comics, but you
It's good
don't
for the
need
comics.
that kind of ideas in the movies. I don't need Superman wearing jeans and a t-shirt.
Right,
with
exactly.
The Superman
exactly.
logo in the movies just because it happened in the
That
comics. It's
actually,
like,
that actually looks pretty
Oh,
cool.
yes.
Yeah.
That
What
is
about
pretty
Superman
cool.
Prime?
Which one? I know Superboy Prime, but
Yeah, there's Superboy Prime.
Superman Prime.
Yeah.
the Superbird
The villain.
Prime.
Oh,
the
the villain. I think I know which one you're talking about.
The Super
Yeah,
Sean
Superboy Prime is the Superboy is the Crisis.
he's a villain though.
Superboy. Yeah, he's a villain. He caused the second Crisis, or what was it called? I don't know, the second one. It's just like, stop it. They're on Secret Wars 14 now, right? Like, there's like, it's not secret anymore, guys. We know about the war. This is like the 5th time it's happened. We know.
Well,
about it.
we know now that Feige wants to adapt Secret Wars.
It's gonna suck.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna suck.
Beyonder
I don't think
it needs to have the Jerry Curl thing and the big colors.
Michael Jackson Beyonder?
I don't know about that.
I'll
That's not
definitely
going to
be-
happen.
I know it's
I'll
not gonna happen,
definitely be
but that's
excited
Beyonder
for
to
it.
me. That's my Beyonder.
That's the Sean Beyonder.
This dude.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be excited for both Avengers movies. Well, at least Kang Dynasty. But if that
I feel like
sucks,
that would
then
be a
whatever.
bad idea if you hired fans.
You need to have someone who can write for screen.
Yeah, you like saying DC and Marvel should hire fans is
Well, that probably
that'll be
No,
bad.
they need to hire professionals that have a healthy love of the product.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
Oh.
just because you like the property, I just don't think that would be.
Yeah, you still need to have skill.
I'll give you an
Sean,
example.
J.J.
Go ahead.
Abrams loved Star Wars.
Go Nerdman, go ahead.
I was going to ask the same question to Sean like I asked earlier.
Oh, yes, ask
because I thought that would be an interesting question for him. I don't know how big a DC Comics fan you are. Like,
Sean's a fan of
opposed to
everything.
Marvel. All right, you're a big DC guy. So if not as like the head of the studio or anything like that, but like just as somebody who can influence, like say someone like David Zaslav, someone he should talk to about like the comics and what to adapt. If you had one comic creator or writer who could take up that position, or a couple, you could throw in a couple who could take up that position, who would you want for DC and who would you want for Marvel? Why not throw that in as well?
Excuse me.
Oh God.
Bless you.
For sure.
Jim Sterling from Marvel. If he had also the skill and everything.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Dan Jurgens for DC.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, really?
I mean,
You
like,
don't want Dan Slott?
he's controversial because he's the guy who killed Superman, but he also did other things too in DC. DC was very exciting in the 90s, and he was a big part of it. So
Interesting.
That's fair. Yeah. Andrew,
Dan
What?
Jerkins.
what do you what do you think
hate
of
him?
Dan Slott?
What?
I've heard about him and how he did the Spider-Man and One More Day storyline and how
Yeah.
controversial that was.
Yeah, what do you guys think, J-Man and Sean?
I was
We
reading
don't
his
say his
Fantastic
name
Four,
in this-
and then I
in this
didn't
house.
read it anymore. So
We don't say his name in this house.
yeah, Dan
It's not
Slott.
Sheen.
there's no Dan Slott in this dojo.
Here's Dan Slott.
You want some advice? Take your fancy clothes and your black silk underwear and go back to Disneyland.
Okay, so he's a big Superman guy. It looks like Dan Jerkins, right?
Yeah.
He's like So, all right. I was thinking more that somebody who you think could be an overall, like he'd know about Wonder Woman, he'd know about like Green Lantern, he'd know about everyone. But sure, if that's your choice, that's cool.
How about just J-Man, honestly? J-Man and Sean.
I'm not taking
Maybe like the Russo brothers.
I'm taking
I would
responsibility.
totally take responsibility, and everyone would love the DC universe if I was in charge.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. No.
I would
I don't
wipe
know
the
for a
slate
fact.
clean and just reboot. I don't
Yeah, me
care
too.
about this being fidgety about all this. Just like just
Done.
wipe
It's
the
over.
slate
I mean,
clean.
hot takes. You like the Snyder cut, don't you?
No, we're not starting that. I'll have to end this stream in a few minutes. No,
Oh God.
Wait.
no,
I don't know
no.
what you mean by that. Like, so that
Oh, I was
disqualifies
just gonna.
me
I was
from-
just like, if you wanted to run DC, I was just worried if you like the Snyder cut. That's all.
I mean,
Well, I don't like it. I
Enough
don't
said.
like them killing.
You know, every place you go, there's always someone who thinks he's a badass, right?
Right, exactly. That's exactly how I feel about what you just said. What are you talking about? Look, I criticize the same things J-Man does. I just don't hate them as much.
I know.
I don't think they should. I don't think Wonder Woman should be killing a guy in a bank.
Nah.
Who's got a
Right.
gun. Like, I don't.
I like the
I
Snyder
don't
cut
agree
too. I'm
with
just
it.
fucking with you.
Let's stop.
Yes, I don't think so.
I also like Shazam.
by the way,
I also
don't-
like
I don't-
Superman
I
78.
personally don't
mean,
believe.
like,
I don't believe the Spider-Verse movie is going to be any good. The new one.
Sorry,
I'm-
what?
I'm kind of
well-
iffy on it. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't.
I have to be
the
honest
animation
with-
turned me off in the first. I bought it on 4K. I've rewatched it a few times. I've watched it about 3 times.
it's great.
I just don't like the jerkiness. It was really weird.
I don't like it
It's like
either.
a comic book, dude. Come on.
It's
You
low
like a
key.
comic
I'll read a comic book then.
It's low key, probably the second best Spider-Man movie.
Here's
Low
the
key,
thing.
it's maybe the second best Spider-Man
Nah.
movie. I'm not.
I also
I'm
don't
not-
like Miles Morales. I don't.
I don't
care
like
about
him either. He's a boring character in the comics, at least
That's
to me.
not saying you don't like Terry McGinnis because he's not Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I don't like
No,
Terry
no,
McGinnis
no,
because he's
no,
not
no,
Bruce
no,
Wayne
no,
as
no,
well.
no, no, no,
I
no,
don't
no,
like
no,
Terry McGinnis. I agree with you on that. I don't like Terry
Do not
McGinnis.
compare Terry McGinnis to Miles Morales. That is totally different.
Miles Morales is better. You're right.
Oh no.
No, I don't care about
At
either.
least in that movie, he is. In the movie I saw, he's better than.
Yeah, don't compare Terry
No,
McGinnis.
I don't hate them. I just don't care about them. Like I equally don't care. So I watched Spider-Verse. I thought, oh, this is a fun movie. We watched it, and when I watched it on 4K at home, my wife liked it. We're like, that was a fun movie. That's it. I don't think it was some great, amazing film that everyone thought. Like I'm just like, it was okay.
Yeah.
It's not revolutionary. Or
Yeah, to me, I'm like, it was fine. It was a good. Like we watched the movie.
Like,
Yeah,
to
it
me-
was alright. I
To
like
me, it's a fun movie.
It's a fun movie.
It's a
That's
fun movie to either watch with your family or friends.
Sure.
but like,
Yeah, but when you're talking about the comic book movies that have come out, like in comparison, it's. Up
I don't.
there.
I
If
just
that was
don't
a
get why.
live-
I
if that
honestly
was a
really
live
don't get.
action movie.
it just doesn't seem like a movie that I would rush in to buy opening day tickets.
Yeah.
Well,
I
do,
honestly
but how
like.
do you compare it
I
to
don't
the rest of the
understand when
Spider-Man
people
movies?
say that it's the best Spider-Man movie. I've heard people say that. I just don't
So
agree.
how do you
It- it
compare
defines
it? Which
Spider-
ones are better?
Spider-Man 2.
1 and 2.
Okay, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay,
Spider-Man 1 and
obviously. Spider-Man 1 and 2. What else have you got?
Those are the best ones.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. I'd watch that over it.
And I'll say this.
Wrong answer.
I like it.
Wrong
Maybe
answer.
wrong answers. My
This
opinion.
is the
would
guy
say
who told
this.
me he's criticizing me for Zack Snyder's Justice League, and you just said that shit.
Yeah.
What are you saying right
Spider-Man.
now?
I'm not saying
Spider-Man 2?
saying it's worse than Amazing Spider-Man 2. I'm just saying I'd prefer
Wow.
watching Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, yeah, you think it's fun
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 has a good depiction of Spider-Man himself. Everything
Yeah, I agree
else.
with that.
Okay, what?
Mm.
What'd you just say?
Yeah.
Amazing
Oh,
Spider-Man
Andrew,
2.
you know it's true.
You know
Yeah,
it's true.
no,
Best
Stop it.
It
picture,
isn't.
but it's a pretty good
No.
depiction.
If you
based
said
on the-
Amazing Spider-Man 1, I'd be
It's
like,
based on the
No.
Ultimate Spider-Man from the comics and stuff like
But
that.
he's
I'd watch
quippy
Amazing
and
Spider-Man
he's
2
fun
over.
and, you know.
And the
in
kids
the
are with
Amazing
him and all
Spider-Man,
that.
what,
Yeah.
in the
That's not-
Amazing
You know, like
Spider-Man,
at the very end when they think he's gone and then he comes back. I smile every time I see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Oh,
He
God.
talks to the kid. It's a great depiction of Spider-Man.
I smile
Yeah.
But the
more when
movie
It is.
itself is piss.
Like the thing with Spider-Verse is I don't think you can count that with the live action stuff because it's an animated movie.
See-
Animated movies are totally different than live action.
Do you
Yeah,
think
but I
it was a
can
good
still
call
say-
to
I
cut
can
out his
still-
dad?
What?
Do you think it was a good call to cut out his dad? Because I love that scene. But it's also really stupid when his dad just shows up, the deleted scene
Oh,
deleted
in
scene?
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Deleted-
Oh,
oh, that would be good.
Really?
oh,
Yeah.
I was so
I'm
confused.
gonna
I
look
thought we were
that up.
talking about Spider-Verse.
Really good
Is it
acting in that
deleted?
Okay,
scene.
all right. I have a question for everybody.
What?
What is the best Batman movie?
Wait, what?
Mask of
Be
the Phantasm.
specific.
I'm going to say Dark
Be-
Knight.
Mask
'cause that's-
of the Phantasm, you're wrong.
Okay, so
Mask of the
good.
No, you're
Phantasm
right.
is wrong.
Be
He's
specific.
right. It's the wrong
Live
answer.
action or animation?
No,
Anything.
all right. The only criteria is it had to be
In the
it had to
theater,
be open in theaters. Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
then
so
Mask of the
live action.
Phantasm.
Mask of Phantasm.
You are
Hold on.
insane. You are
I have a different
insane
answer. I have
and
a
wrong.
I'm
different
sorry, that movie's perfect.
Or Batman
what's
the
your-
movie from the 60s?
Batman
Did
Returns.
that show up
is
in
better
theaters? I would
than-
assume.
I like Batman Returns, but I'm saying we're just being objective, right? Like we're
Yeah.
just saying.
Well,
Batman-
I am
so-
saying-
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
better than Mask of the Phantasm.
No, it's not.
What's
Mask of
wrong with Mask?
Phantasm's pretty-
What is wrong with Mask?
Nothing.
It's not that good. It's like
Yeah,
there are
it's perfect. It's
all-
the perfect
a lot of
interpretation.
animated. No, it isn't. A lot
Yeah,
of animated movies. A lot of animated
break it up,
Batman
Eugene.
movies are better. Like Dark Knight Returns is better.
Oh,
Animated.
no,
movie.
it's not.
I haven't
Yes,
seen
it
it.
is.
Dark
Anyway,
Knight.
I'm
sorry,
saying
Andrew.
Dark
You
Knight
wanted to
Returns
say. Go on, Andrew.
All right, my pick for best Batman movie is, of course, Tim Burton's '89 Batman.
Okay, that's fine.
Eh,
Jesus Christ. We got a war going on down here. We can't find the damn thing.
Too many people here.
All right, guys, I gotta end this. I gotta end this.
all right, yeah.
Oh,
So I gotta go get some
um,
fucking groceries.
So Nerdman, because you've been on a few times now. I've started to add the link to your channel in my other videos. So any video, Greymalkin, you're already on there. Sean, you're on there. Arkham, I don't know if you want to be on there or not. Andrew, you don't do anything. Scott,
You can add me.
Okay, so I can add you. So I have a thing whenever I post a video, I have sort of like other channels that I follow. So I've started to put those people's channel links in the descriptions of those videos. So Nerdman, I don't have yours in this video, but
That's
it
fine.
is on my other videos. So like so going forward, I'll have it in there, and Arkham going forward, I'll put yours on there as well. Sean's yours is there, Greymalkin's yours is there.
What happened to your channel, Andrew?
Andrew doesn't do much anymore, right? So I don't have you on there.
It's a long story.
Yes, and we don't have time to get into it at this point.
What? You get copyrighted?
Yeah. I do thank everyone for coming on. This was a lot of fun today. I think we I don't know, we didn't really accomplish anything, but that's okay. We didn't accomplish it, but we have fun.
When do we?
Yeah, I was
Just by
gonna say we never.
all right, guys.
Wonder Woman 1982 is going to be a rom-com classic.
82? They're not doing it's a prequel.
84. Whatever.
They're doing a prequel to 84.
No, they're not.
I would, honestly. That'd be great.
Rom-com classic.
J-Man, would you be
Okay.
down for that? I would.
I would be down for anything with Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. All right.
Damn right.
J-Man will be there open weekend.
I'm there the first day for all these garbage
Yeah.
movies, even Eternals. So, all right.
Oh.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.